John chats with Kendra and Kat. Just a couple of girls talk about this and that. Getting familiar with Blue and the charmed ones too. Charm chats.
Welcome to Charm Chats! Woohoo!
Yay!
Episode 110! We're nearly halfway through.
We're in double digits.
We are in double digits.
We're in double digits, guys.
It's awesome.
It is.
So excited. You excited, Blue?
He is also in double digits.
Yes.
But he was at the time of the last, 3 recordings, so.
True.
Well, 2.
No.
2? 3? The 20th was his
4?
birthday.
Yeah, it was my birthday too.
Have we already done 4?
Well,
We didn't do any doubles, so I think it's 3.
what was the one with John Cho? Because that's
That
the
was
one
4.
we recorded right before that.
Was it? Wait. No, because the last time we were in the house was before his birthday. And we did 5 and 6 there. So 7, 8, and 9. Trust me, I'm right on this.
Because that's right, because John Cho was the one that was aired just before our birthday. Yes.
I don't pay attention to when they air.
Well, because I have to
To
edit
air
them.
is human.
Yes, because I have to edit
And
them.
I am not human. Oops.
You're not supposed to tell anyone.
Well, I'm a little human.
You are a little human.
Yeah.
You're so tiny.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I was telling somebody that, because we were talking about how tiny Blue is. And I said, well, he's the perfect size for Kendra.
Yes. See, and it's funny because I love big dogs. I'm so team big dog.
Mm-hmm. I am very much team small dog.
Well, yes. I know this about you.
Yeah. But that's mostly because, I've gotten pulled by many a big dog.
Yeah.
All right, so episode 110 is called Wicca Envy.
I remember the title, but the title gave me no indication as to what the fuck was going on.
Yep.
And honestly, because I watched most of this on my lunch break Friday, and then didn't watch the rest of it until this morning, I didn't take notes for the first half. So, I had to write down based on what I remembered. And I thought, as I was starting, okay, I definitely know one note I want to put down. I have 5 notes for the entire first half. They are pervy, so pervy, tee-hee-hee, hide and seek, WTF Rex times 5,000, and Phoebes is not a big girl, she's being taken advantage of. That one was serious.
That is pretty good notes, yeah.
Yeah.
For the first half. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. It aired January 13th, 1999.
That wouldn't have been a Friday. Nothing airs on a Friday.
I don't remember what date
Friday is
this
the
aired.
A Friday date for premiering a TV show is the death knell. No one wants to watch anything on Friday evenings. They want to go out.
Well,
it's where you put TV shows to die. At least that's what I've been told.
Well, normally now it's Sunday.
The success of Walking Dead and Game of Thrones would beg to differ for Sunday being the day to die.
Well, it's... Okay, let me rephrase. It's when a show does really well on, a Thursday night, and then they move it to Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's when you're just like, oh, okay, goodbye show that I used to love. So yes, according to my calendar, January 13th, 1999 was a Wednesday. So this show used to air on Wednesdays. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we start our episode with a lovely night shot over the water with a lovely full moon.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a really pretty shot.
Love that full moon.
Mm-hmm. And then we come inside the manor, and Prue and Phoebe are carrying lots of shopping bags.
So many shopping bags.
So many.
That's how you know Prue's got money.
Yeah. Prue is wearing a blue long-sleeve zip-up hoodie with a fur collar and a line detail that's kind of reminiscent of corduroy with black pants.
Always black pants.
90% of what they wear is either black pants or jeans.
Yeah.
Phoebe is wearing a pink knit long-sleeve zip-up top with a floppy collar and gray pants.
Gray, that's different.
Yeah, but it's like a dark gray, so, And Prue is complaining that a Betsy Johnson dress may be a bit too much for work, to which my logical response was, bitch, have you seen what you wear to work?
Oh, there's a real good one in this episode.
Oh, man.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, it really tells you how much Prue can afford, that she can afford Betsy Johnson. But not Armani.
I don't know how expensive Betsy Johnson is, so... I know it's expensive, but it's not Armani expensive, but...
It's expensive department store, but not
Okay. I just know that Betsy Johnson herself looks a hot mess, and somehow everyone loves her. I don't... Have you ever not seen Betsy Johnson?
I've never seen Betsy Johnson.
Oh, hold on.
You're going to show me Betsy Johnson.
I'm going to show you Betsy Johnson. Betsy Johnson.
Oh, I have seen her. She's been on America's Next Top Model.
Mm-hmm. She looks a hot mess. I'm sorry. Like, she just does.
Her hair looks a hot mess.
Yeah.
She's always been quite a fun personality. Oh, look, there she is doing the splits.
But yeah, like, it's mostly
She's really cornered the market on completely uneven hairstyle. And does it look like she started to dread her hair and then just let it go from there?
It looks like it's a really bad wig.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It looks like it's a really, really bad wig, and nobody told her that it looked like shit, and so she just kept wearing it. But, like, yeah, she's just...
She definitely cornered the market on avant-garde.
Yeah. I would not be surprised to learn that she was bald, and she's wearing a wig. I really wouldn't be. Yeah. See, it's totally a weave.
Oh.
It's totally a weave.
Just a really bad weave.
Yeah. That bullshit crap hair is totally a weave.
Oh, man.
That is
this has
sad.
been illuminating.
That is sad.
Why is it sad?
Ugh.
Well, it's sad, but, you know, she might have just been like, no, don't make it look good. I want everyone to know I have a weave.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, she's an amazing designer. Her stuff is really cool looking. But she's just a hot mess, and it's really sad. How old is Betsy Johnson?
Old.
Let's see.
I'd hazard a guess at 70s.
She was born in 1942.
Yep, 70s.
So there you go. She's older than my mother.
Definitely older than mine.
Yep.
Will forever be older than my mother.
She started after she entered and won the Mademoiselle Guest Editor Contest. Within a year, she was the in-house designer for Matin Boutique Paraphernalia. And in 1969, she opened a boutique called Betsy Bunkinini. Uh-huh.
The fuck?
On the Upper East Side of New York. Then in the 70s, she took control of the fashion label Alley Cat, and in 78, she started her own fashion line. In 2002, she was inducted in the Fashion Walk of Fame. I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently that's
It makes sense.
I guess, but... Oh, she's a long-term breast cancer survivor. That's literally all it says.
Yeah, so the reason she wears a weave is probably because of the chemo.
But hair grows back. I should know.
I know it grows back, but she probably was like, this didn't grow back the way I wanted. I'm just going to keep cropping it and wear a weave.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a crap weave, and now it's become like her signature, and it's just weird and kind of obnoxious. So there you go. So, where were we? Betsy Johnson dressed too much for work.
That's me as Louis Armstrong.
Alright, I'll allow it.
You better.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, so Betsy Johnson dressed too much for work, and blah blah blah, because her wardrobe is bullshit anyway.
Yeah, the dress code she has to work with is surprisingly lenient.
Yes.
Considering the shit she wears.
So yeah, so Prue is thinking Betsy Johnson is a bit much for work, and Phoebe is like, that's what a new wardrobe's all about, pushing the limit. And it's like, again, she doesn't need to push the limit.
Well, Phoebe just wants to live vicariously through Prue, and be able to use Prue's money to buy clothes, even if they're not for Phoebe, because guess what? Phoebe's gonna wear them anyway.
Yes. And, as we will find out a little later, she basically just is like, but I want your old wardrobe.
Yes, this is true.
So there's that. But we'll get there when we get there.
There was nothing wrong with Prue's wardrobe, except that Phoebe could bully her into buying a new one.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, anyway, Prue wants to check with Piper, which I thought was very funny.
Well, yes, immediately funny, because
here comes Piper.
Around the corner from the kitchen careens Piper and Leo.
And Leo
is shirtless?
No, he had a white tank top tucked into his jeans, but there was no belt.
No belt.
No belt.
And Piper is basically in her underwear and Leo's blue button-up shirt.
Yes.
We know it's Leo's because it's fucking huge on her.
Yes, and it's adorable on her.
And they're giggling and going for the stairs. And when Piper sees her sisters, Leo somehow does not.
And she yells out, "Oh my God, Prue!" and then freezes Leo. And somehow he
and then trips over his leg.
Yeah, but like That was funny. But, like, he somehow didn't hear her say, oh my god, Prue, at all.
He's been fucking oblivious.
Yeah.
But not only does she trip over his leg, when she trips over his leg, she then falls onto the floor and slides.
Like baseball slides.
Slides to come to rest just in front of Phoebe and Prue.
Yeah. Right
Which
in front
is
of their feet.
especially funny considering the only cloth she's wearing is the shirt, which is open.
Yes.
That would not happen.
No.
On a wood floor.
No, she would have hit the ground and went smack.
Yes.
Like, it would have been a...
But it was really good for comedy.
It was super funny. Mm-hmm. And of course, then, they help her up, and she's all, I'm so embarrassed. And Phoebe has one of my favorite lines in this. This was she might have other things on her mind, like having her way with the handyman.
Yeah.
Which was great. And then Piper's like, oh, I thought you were supposed to be shopping,
They were.
Yeah. And Phoebe just completely ignores that and is like, oh, look, front clasp bra, she means business. Which was the funniest thing.
Yes, because you don't want the gentleman to have to deal with a back clasp bra.
Yeah, well...
That just ruins the mood.
But I can honestly say...
Teaching them how to deal with a back clasp bra is annoying.
Teaching
young girls how to deal with a back clasp bra is annoying.
Yeah.
Back clasp bras are just annoying, but front clasp bras don't allow for adjusting.
True. And, well, it depends on the kind of clasp. I will admit, and I would like to give an apology to Holly Marie Combs for how long I was staring at her boobs, but
I apologize. That was the point.
Well, not really. Because I don't think when this show was aired, they expected people to be able to go frame by frame. Just saying.
I mean, anyone dedicated enough with a VHS tape.
Yeah.
They'll ruin the VHS tape, but there's always reruns.
Yes. But I legit went frame by frame because I was trying to see if it really was a front clasp bra.
It didn't look like it to me either.
It didn't look like any front clasp bra that I have ever worn. And then I remembered how much bigger boobs I have than she has. So...
Yeah, I haven't worn a front clasp bra since I was, 16.
Well, I don't...
No, because I realized, the band wears out so fast.
Well, yeah, because all of the tug is at the front.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The point of the back clasp is that it's adjustable. You have multiple closures so that you can start off at the farthest one and... As it stretches out, you work your way on in.
See, but here's my thing, is I have never, a bra for me has never lasted long enough to be able to make it all the way to the final clasp. Because I have big boobs and I'm stuffing them in a bra that's too small. So the underwire will always snap before the band is worn out enough that I need to clasp it closer. Which is really sad, because bras are expensive.
Yeah.
Bras are really expensive.
Yeah, and... the bigger the bra, the harder it is to find, the more expensive it's going to be. Mm-hmm. We don't get any of those sweet-ass $10 bras.
No, not at all. And anyone
or
who
those
can,
camis with the shelf bra.
Oh, God. I can't even wear those. That's just crazy. No, I envy anyone who is, under a C cup. That was a lovely echo.
Yeah, I'm drinking. So.
Yeah. Let's try that again without the cup in your front of your face.
Mm-hmm. Didn't sound much different, did it?
Pick up. Anyway, but yeah, no, I miss being a C cup. Shrink, damn you. I haven't been a C cup since I was a teenager.
Same.
Yeah, we talk about boobs a lot on this show.
We really do.
I was for people that care nothing about bits, we talk about boobs a lot on this show.
Well, we talk about them when they're relevant.
True. I just think it's funny. Anyway.
But yeah, so could you tell if it was a front clasp bra?
It didn't look like any front clasp bra that I had ever seen.
It didn't look like any one that I had ever seen either.
But if it was a multi-clasp, because it was white, so if it clasped...
My brain is remembering the color wrong then.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely white. But if it was a one cup clasps into the other cup, so there was it was weird looking, because she's an A cup. It was she didn't need a bra at all, but family show, had to wear a bra. But it's the only thing I could think of is if it was a multi clasp, if they literally just took the back clasp and just put it in the front between the boobs.
I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know, because the only front clasp bra that I have ever had clips and twists.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, same. I have a swimsuit where the back does that now.
That seems
it's
terrifying.
No, well, it's just, it makes it easier to get into, because it's, it's not a competitive swimming suit, it's just a, hey, practice suit. And because I have les boobs, it just works out better, because then you get in, and your boobs get in, and you clasp it. It's a good swimsuit. I like it.
My swimsuit has a skirt, which is cute when the swimsuit is dry.
Yeah.
Not so much when it's wet.
No.
Because there's no, like, wringing out that skirt.
Nope.
I want shorts.
Yeah.
I want swim shorts. That's what I want. But they don't make them in my size, and it pisses me off. Pisses me off.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. Anyway.
Okay, let's move on from the front clasp bra.
Yes. So, she means serious business because of said bra.
Piper swats Phoebe's hand away because, Phoebe, get your hand away from my boobs.
Yeah. She was just kind of pointing at it. It wasn't like she was actually going to touch it, but still.
She's like, ooh, look, salacious thing.
Yes. But I thought it was very funny, though. She goes, yeah, that she thinks it's great as long as he's not still on the clock. Which was another funny line.
I want to know what they were doing in the kitchen.
Well, they were probably carbo loading before sex. I mean, wouldn't you?
Weird question to ask me.
Yeah, well,
Meh.
you know, think of who's asking it, so there you go.
True.
Yeah. Two asexuals talk about sex.
Yay!
Because, you know, why not?
In our purple room.
Hey, you know?
Yes, there's some purple, there's some gray. There is the black of our souls, and my coat. And white boxes.
Yep.
We've got all of the asexual flag with us.
We do indeed. Anyway.
Carbo loading.
But yeah, I have no idea what they were doing in the kitchen.
Sure.
Maybe they were just, you know, getting a drink or something.
Looking for the whipped cream?
Maybe. I don't know, that's gross. Like, that's sticky and no.
Well, it's sticky, but it's an excuse.
Yeah.
It is a sticky excuse to make it not sticky.
Yeah, no.
I just want the whipped cream. That's all I want. I just want to sit there with the whipped cream spraying it in my mouth. Like, that's good. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Maybe give me a strawberry or two.
Sour cream. Sour cream with strawberries is amazing. I just love sour cream. Why are you looking at me like that? You saw me eat blintzes.
I saw you eat blintzes, but I have a particularly interesting relationship with sour cream, thanks to my mother.
Okay.
Wherein she puts it on fucking everything.
It's because sour cream is amazing.
Yeah, but it's like shitty sour cream too. Like, okay, so I went to Chris Kindle Market and I had potato pancakes. And there was sour cream with them. And it was good. It was interesting because I was expecting horseradish. So then I'm like, damn, this is really bland horseradish. And then I realized, it's not horseradish. It's sour cream. And I start tasting it. I'm like, okay, this is really good sour cream. I've never had really good sour cream before. But this is it.
Well, see, there's your problem then, you know.
Yes,
if
but
your mother had crap sour cream, then that explains your bad relationship with it. But good sour cream is amazing.
Just seeing her load it on everything in the amount that she would load was a little traumatizing. And, you know, when people start making white people jokes about sour cream, I'm like, yep, all true.
Yep.
All true.
Absolutely.
Like, talk to me about that and how my mother can't season anything properly.
Yeah.
And yells at me if she even thinks there's cayenne pepper in anything.
Yeah.
Insisting that all of her family hates garlic, only to have them tell me, stop making the non-garlic mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving. No one is eating them. Yeah. White people.
Yeah, well, you know. There's a recipe my friend Heather gave me for a turkey chili thing that has stuff in it that I normally wouldn't. Like, I can't do the onion, but you put it in at the beginning, and so it cooks down, and it's just there for a little bit of, like, kick, but it's not too bad, and even my mouth can handle it, and it's so good.
That does sound good.
It's so good. I will give you the recipe.
Yay.
It's literally on a piece of paper attached to my door.
Nice.
So I'll just take a picture of it and send it to you.
Solid.
It's so good. The only thing is that because we made it in a crock pot, it's a crock pot meal. You take out what you want, and then you immediately, like, portion out the rest and stick it in the freezer. Because if you don't, it will go bad. Like, nigh instantaneously. It's kind of crazy.
That is funny.
Like, we legit, like, we took out, because it was me and my mother, we made this stuff, because my dad doesn't eat turkey, because he's a weirdo. Unless he doesn't know that it's turkey, and then he'll eat it.
He finds it foul.
No, well, nice pun. But no, he apparently when he was a kid or something, he was like on a farm and had to pluck turkeys, and so now he vowed that he'll never eat turkey again. I don't know. It's weird. It's bullshit, because if you tell him something is chicken when it's actually turkey, he'll eat it and be perfectly fine with it. So, as long as he doesn't know that it's turkey, he doesn't care.
One might say he's a little chicken.
Sure. Anyway.
I like to keep abreast of the situation here.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I let that one go, too.
Yeah, we're birds of a feather.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. I'm cutting it all out. I'm cutting it all out.
Let it go. You are not fucking cutting this out.
All of it. It's gone. All of it.
Let me have my puns, you bitch.
I hate that I'm mostly a silent laugher because I can't leave in dead silence, you know? Oh, God. So just know, people, that when you hear me go from a loud laugh to telling you that I am a silent laugher, I am literally cutting out like 5 minutes of me not being able to talk because I'm just laughing and there's no sound coming out.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Chicken butt.
Yes, alright, there you go.
Had to put in one more.
Uh-huh. So then Piper is like, you guys have to get out of here before he unfreezes. I never know how long this thing lasts. Which, it's very funny for the next scene with them.
Yep.
That's why that line will become funny. And then she notices all of the shopping bags and was like, how much did you spend?
Quite a lot.
Yeah, because, Prue's new look is perfect for an SHW.
Single hot witch.
Oh, yeah. And of course, then Piper, asks if it isn't depression buying because, post-breakup and all that. And Phoebe pulls out what looks like a red corset bra thing, like
kind of
a la Fredericks of Hollywood.
Yeah, like lingerie.
Yeah, and it's like, does this look like something a depressed woman would wear? To which my logic was, yes. But, whatever. And then Prue tells Piper that maybe she should borrow it, which I thought was very funny.
If she suddenly shows up in lingerie, I think Leo's gonna notice.
Yeah, a little bit. And then she's like, okay, you gotta go, and pushes them into the living room. Now, mind you, the bags are all
still
over.
There.
Yeah, but he's not paying any attention. Because
he didn't even notice them standing there.
Exactly. He didn't even notice anything at all. He was oblivious, thinking about nothing but Piper and the sex they are about to have.
Yes. Possibly sex they already had.
Well, yeah, probably. If she's already wearing his shirt, this is probably, round 2. Or 3 or 4 or 12. Who knows? Who knows? So, there's that. But yeah, so Piper pushes them into the living room, goes back over to Leo, stands next to him and grabs his hand, and he unfreezes, and they run up the stairs.
The way she put her hand into his hand was like, okay, I think this is how he had it. And then she just, waits there. Like, kind of waiting for the ski lift to come and scoop you up.
That is a beautiful imagery, yes. So they run upstairs, presumably...
giggling all the while.
Presumably to go have more sex. And then we cut to Prue's room.
Well, you see Prue and Phoebe, peeking out and giggling as well.
Well, yeah, I forgot
they're
that.
They're so happy for their little sister.
Yes, they do the little, I'm gonna watch them go up the stairs. Oh, it's so cute. They're so cute together.
Oh my god!
Because they are cute together. They are total OTP, and I love that.
Oh my god, yes.
Piper and Leo for life.
Especially, the first bits.
Yes.
It's so cute.
Yes. But then we're upstairs in Prue's room, because for some reason, even though, they're not supposed to be there, they're now just upstairs and roaming around in the room, because...
They quietly get into the room because they know Leo and Piper are not going to go into other rooms.
I guess.
As long as they stay in their rooms, they're fine.
I guess so.
That's mostly been my idea when roommates are home and I know they're having sex. I just stay out of the living room, stay out of the common areas, so that if they come out immediately post-coital, they don't see me sitting there and know I've heard everything.
Yeah. See, I had a roommate. Didn't matter where you were in the house, you'd hear her having sex. You could be on the back porch and hear her having sex.
Well, presumably the windows.
No, with the doors closed.
Well, yes, but there's still, it's going to be hitting a window and going outside.
Yeah, but, she was loud.
Mm-hmm.
She was very loud. But she made an amazing salad dressing that I still use to this day.
Oh, that one!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway.
Call back to episode 1.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the show. We're upstairs in Prue's room, and Kit is rooting around in a bag on the floor.
I loved that. I loved seeing the cat being a kitty.
It was total, it made it seem like a real thing. It was a real cat.
Well, it was. They probably were just well, we want the cat to be involved in this scene. Hey, shopping bags. Cats like shopping bags, right? Yeah, let's do this.
Yes.
Hello, viral internet meme.
It was adorable. Super adorable. So Prue walks in and she's unzipping her top, and we see that she's got like a black corset type bra on, which in my notes I was like, maybe this is why we never see straps on these girls. Because corset bras, usually are strapless, and that would make sense, spaghetti strap shirts, corset bra. I mean,
yeah.
Good logic.
Although, seeing the way Phoebe wears spaghetti strap tops, she's not wearing a bra.
Well,
Later this episode, she's wearing spaghetti strap top. No bra.
Yeah, but, whatever. So then we get Rex showing up.
Opacity shifted Rex.
Yeah, and he's like in like a red suit, but it was really hard to tell with the coloring of the opacity shift.
It wasn't really red. I think that was just the effect with Prue's walls being pink.
Well, no, because later, at the end of this scene, he is indeed wearing a red suit.
Was it really that red, though?
It wasn't, like, bright red, but it was definitely red.
Nah.
I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so he is in an opacity shift behind her. So Kit, of course, is growling, and Prue notices it and is like, what's going on? What's happening? And then hisses, which, watching that cat hiss was just epic. It was just beautiful.
Mm-hmm. She's a good hisser.
She's a good hissing cat. It was great.
I wonder how they made her hiss.
I don't know. She's a Hollywood cat, so I'm sure she knows some sort of command. Some sort of hand gesture to make her do it.
Either they just pissed her off enough to where she'd do it.
Maybe.
Because it was a pretty tight shot.
Yeah.
So it was probably something like directly next to or behind of the camera.
Yeah, but who knows?
Might have been one of those stripy eels from How to Train Your Dragon.
What?
Well, that made them hiss, kind of. They didn't like those.
Okay.
Did you never see How to Train Your Dragon?
I saw it, but it was so long ago.
You don't remember the stripy eel?
I do not.
Like when he brings the huge bucket of fish for Toothless, and it falls out, and Toothless is like, hey.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
It was a thing, trust me.
Okay.
And then he uses it in the dragon training arena to make the dragons back off into their respective caves.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
You better, because I'm right.
Okay, I trust ya. I'm a trusting soul.
Okay.
Okay. So, Rex is like giving her subliminal messages, saying that she forgot to unpack her briefcase and she wants to do it right now. So Prue zips her top back up, as you do, walks over to her briefcase and unzips it, and we get a lovely insert shot of the tiara in her bag. And Rex says that what she's about to pick up is the tiara, but she believes it's her date book. And so now we get a lovely insert shot of the date book.
Indeed.
As you do. And so she pulls it out of her bag, and he tells her to put it in her desk, like you always do. And so she puts it in the desk. Now here's my question. Does she always put her date book in her desk?
Doesn't matter. It's subliminal messaging.
Yeah. And then he tells her that she wants to continue getting ready for bed. So she immediately goes to take her shoes off.
Yep.
Which, the look on his face is like, Really? Shoes? You were about to unzip your top. Okay, fine. Shoes. So then she takes her shoes off, and she starts to unzip her top again, and he gets a little smile on his face, like, oh goody. And then Kit jumps up on the desk and hisses at him.
Yeah.
And so he disappears.
Yes. This, I believe, was my first pervy.
Yep, probably.
Because he's also, like, trying to stare down her top.
Yep.
Pervy.
And then we cut to Rex's office, where he is indeed wearing a red suit, with a patterned tie, but nothing special. And Hannah is there, and she's wearing a black blazer with silver trim on the collars and silver buttons. Ooh. And she's like, well, and he says that Prue did exactly as he told her, and that he's very excited about this new power. And she's like, are you sure she didn't see you? And he's like, no, I was invisible.
Except to the cat!
Yep, because cats are smart like that.
You would know.
Absolutely. We are so smart. And then Hannah has to play dumb and is like, I still don't understand. And we get exposition time.
Yes.
Which I think is the newest catchphrase, because it seems to come into play a lot more now. Mm-hmm. Where Rex explains that he's doing astral projection, where he can transport himself psychically and implant a subliminal thought into her brain. Just like he did when he tricked her into leaving the vault with the tiara. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Because he planted the thought that made her think she was coming out empty-handed. And of course Hannah, still playing dumb, says she doesn't understand how it works. And so he decides to show her.
By using it on her. Mm-hmm. And this is where my so pervy note comes in.
Absolutely.
Because he opacity shifts behind her.
Yeah.
And tells her she wants to disrobe for him.
Desperately. Yeah, it was the desperately. And then
And she, like, goes into a trance or some shit.
No, she's not exactly in a trance,
well,
but it's like she has
she's
like
totally
a mind.
glassy-eyed.
Well, yeah.
She just, like, undoes her jacket and then steps out of something. I don't remember what she was wearing.
She unbuttoned her jacket, and we saw that she was wearing like a black corset like bra thing underneath it.
So apparently she's not wearing a shirt.
Yeah, no.
But yeah. This is just so perfect.
And we get the last line of that scene of understand now,
No,
Hannah?
she doesn't, because when you use that, the people don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah, well, whatevs. And so then we get
just super rapey.
Yeah, a little bit. But they're demons. They're warlocks. Like, let them be mean to each other. Whatever. I don't care.
Just don't like it.
I know. And then we get the opening credits.
I didn't remember this. That power.
You didn't remember his astral projection?
No. I forgot about the whole tiara thing.
Huh.
I also was like, hang on. No, they can't have this episode this soon. I thought these guys were, like, around until the end of the first season.
Nope.
But I apparently forgot about everything else.
Nope. They were only in the first few episodes. First half of the season.
Which, as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, wasted potential.
Well,
but okay.
Absolutely. There was so much more that they could have done with them, and they just didn't.
Well, also, the way they handled it throughout their episodes was just super clunky.
Yeah.
It's like, every time they're talking to each other, we're getting exposition. It's like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, after the opening credits, I had to write down the song that was playing was She's So High.
Yep, that's not what it was.
Yeah, no, I'm positive that's not what it was on Netflix, because I was like, I wonder what Netflix put in, and it was so not even remotely.
I didn't even put that down as a note.
Yeah.
Because I was at lunch.
But yeah, so the song on the DVD is She's So High by Tal Bachman. I had to write that down.
Wait, so She's So High by Tal Bachman?
Tal. T-A-L.
Well, he'd know how high. He's very tall.
Yes. Anyway, I know that I give us all of like the little clips and insert shots and whatever, but I just love my notes are totally like as I was thinking as I was watching. So I have an ooh in my notes, which I thought was very funny. We get a close-up of a boat in the water before it pulls out to the bridge. Then we get an overhead shot of the triangle building, which you can actually tell is pyramid-shaped, but it has the triangle bits on each side. Then quick shots of Chinatown and Pier 39. And then we get 2 streetcars, one right after the other, so that brings our total of streetcars up to 11, I believe now. And then we get an establishing shot of the manor at a very low angle that, like, shows off the stairs for some reason.
Nice.
And on the left-hand side of the screen, we get a quick glimpse of the horse hitch that's painted to look like a swan. So it did come back. Yeah. And this is where my telling people what clothing they're wearing is going to be a little annoying for those who don't like this segment.
Because guess what? Prue's trying on everything she bought.
Yep. New clothes montage. So, Prue's first wearing a spaghetti strap top with a single strap across the back attaching the straps on the shoulders to one another, a scoop neck that pools at the bust, and large scalloped bottom edges that come up at the sides. It was like an olive green or like a greenish black color. It was super dark.
Well, blacks in fabric are either a very dark red or a very dark green.
Yeah. But I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be a dark green or a black green. Like, I couldn't tell because, you know, DVD quality and such as it is. So it was dark. And it was paired with a skirt that looked to be like a very dark brown with a high slit on the side. Like, super high. Like, thigh high.
Well, it's Prue. She's got to have a slit.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my mother happened to be in the room as I was watching this, and she goes, "No, it's the same color." I'm like, "No, it's absolutely not the same color." She was trying to say the top and the skirt were the same color. They were absolutely not the same color.
Well, on Netflix, it definitely looked like it was a dress. Just one thing.
Yeah, no,
dress.
It was definitely a 2-piece, and it was definitely not the same color. They were the same tone, but they were not the same color.
How are those two sentences not contradictory?
What do you mean?
If they're the same tone,
they're the same darkness.
Okay.
Then her second outfit is a white spaghetti strap dress with the same pooling at the bust, only it's not as pronounced. And the pattern made it kind of look like when you make homemade paper.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, like blue.
Don't go on the table. You're not allowed on the table.
But yeah, like, that's kind of what it reminded me, was like when you make homemade paper. And, like, there's little bits of, like, string and shit, like pulp showing through.
It looked like it was supposed to be sparkly.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but yeah. Then the third outfit was a cheetah print dress.
Yep.
That was, like, cut straight across the bust and had spaghetti straps, because spaghetti straps. Then the fourth outfit is a brown sport cut tank top and a black skirt. So by sport cut, it's kind of like...
Racer back?
It's not exactly racer back, but it's like a normal tank top, the straps go straight up and down. Mm-hmm. But a sport cut, the straps kind of come in a little before going up.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it other than it's a sport cut.
Well, I don't remember the outfits. So.
That's all right. That's why I write them down. Especially since you're the one that's like, let's tell our favorite outfits at the end of the episode. That's why I write them down. So then
ironic, since I never remember the outfits.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. So then we get her back in the cheetah dress, but now she's added a cropped leather jacket that she's pushing up the sleeves.
Yep.
Which was just weird. I've never understood pushing up sleeves on a jacket, but whatever. Then she's back in the tank top outfit, which she's added a black blazer to. Then we get a new outfit of a tan-colored long-sleeve shirt over a patterned skirt that was like a splash pattern of like reds, yellows, and tans.
Ah, yes.
Yep. To which she is adding a tan jacket that has very large buttons and a large collar. And then she adds a large fur boa. Because why not? Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's the 90s.
Yeah.
She's a modern woman.
Yeah. So then, she's back in the first top-skirt combo, and she grabs a crocodile skin purse off the bed. Then, back in the tank top outfit, she grabs a black snakeskin purse.
Yes.
Pop back into the first outfit, and she throws the purse on the bed, which I thought was very funny. Back into the tan getup with the boa, and she uses her powers to pull over a pair of strappy heels.
Oh yes, the tan strappy heels.
Yep. And we see a bunch of other heels and wedges in her closet, none of which look comfortable. But none of them were the chunky shoes that she wears all the time either, which I thought was very funny. Then we get a very quick shoe montage of only 3 pairs. That each
That's
show
hardly
off...
a montage.
Well, whatever. Each shows off her painted toenails. So the first pair is a tan crisscross strap heel, where there's 2 straps crossed over the top of the foot and 2 over the toes of the foot. The second pair is a pair of red heels with a single strap at the toe and a single strap at the top. And the third pair is a very classy pair of gray open-toed heels. And those are the ones that she picks along with the tank top outfit with the blazer on top. That's the outfit that we see her coming down the stairs in as soon as this is over.
A remarkably classy outfit for what she usually wears to work.
Yes. And we see Phoebe at the bottom of the stairs, who is wearing a gray suit over a pink top, which we learn is one of Prue's old outfits.
Yes.
Because we get the lovely line of Phoebe saying, if you ran an employment agency, wouldn't you want me? To which Prue goes, maybe, but I definitely want my suit back. Which was kind of funny. And then we get a lovely line that will come back later, where Phoebe's like, no, this is part of your old wardrobe. I'm just recycling.
Yes.
Which was cute. To which Prue replies, well, the environment thanks you. This entire little scene was just adorable. And Phoebe's like, I know, take it off. Okay, fine. And then Piper comes down the stairs wearing her classic Quake outfit, which has become the classic Quake outfit.
The white three-quarter button up.
Yep. And black pants.
With the hair in a ponytail.
Yep.
And occasionally a half back.
Yeah, every once in a while. And then we get, the best sister scene.
Yeah, Piper tries to blow past the two of them, say she's late for work, she's gotta go, bye.
Yeah. It's, hi, bye.
And they're not having it.
Nope. Because Prue's like, didn't you have to go in early? And she goes, well, yeah, I just took a little longer to get out of bed than I had thought. And it's like,
yeah, I bet it did.
Yeah. So she turns heads for the door. They run up in front of her and stand in her way. And I love Phoebe's line of, you, Leo, last night dish.
Yeah.
It was just great. Because that's totally a sister thing. If I had sisters, I'm sure that would be a thing that would happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me all of the things that happened. I want to live vicariously through you.
Oh, yes. This was a thing I did in college with roommates. Mm-hmm. Be like, hey, who, what, where, when,
how.
And how.
Yes.
And how. Usually not a why.
No. Well, depending on the person.
Unless there's an MCA.
And that pun has been ruined by the pipes upstairs.
Yes, but the pipes in the show needs to explain what went on last night.
Yes.
How's that for a segue?
It was very nice. I hope that nobody can hear the pipes in the thingy.
It's registering, but not much.
I will try very hard to edit out all of that, but I can't do anything. Like, if we're talking and it happens, unless I cut out the entire line, I can't get rid of it. So, yeah. We apologize in advance.
Yes.
Well, apparently not advance, because we're, in the middle of the podcast. But, what else? So, yeah. So, she says that it was nice, and then corrects herself to saying it was wonderful, but that they had a few problems.
Which normally is code for he couldn't get it up.
Yeah.
But in this case,
it was Piper's fault.
Yeah.
Saying that it's been a while since she's had sex, and she was nervous, and so she kind of kept freezing him.
Mid-coitus.
Yes. Both of her sisters are just like, oh my god, what?
Delightfully scandalized.
Yes, it was adorable. To which she replies, I didn't mean to. The first time, which was great.
Yes.
And Phoebe makes like these little noises because she's just so excited and can't it was so
Phoebe
cute.
In this entire season is all about living vicariously through her sisters.
Absolutely. So Prue asks, at what point exactly in the process did you freeze him? To which Piper doesn't say a word, she just smiles.
Which means we know.
And just wait, what? Hello? Tell us more. She's, no, I gotta go. So she tries to get around them and go to the door, and Prue's like, no, we're just teasing, whatever. And that's when Phoebe comes back with the fact that they're just jealous, and Prue's, says that they're just happy to see her with a great guy. Aww. And I enjoy Phoebe's line was, between you and Leo and Prue, the new hot Wicca woman, and me, soon to be employed, things are looking up. To which Piper's like, don't say that.
Don't say that. Every time someone says that, everything goes wrong.
Everything goes south. Unless you freeze him. Which was just great. And she even stops there. She's like, oh, I couldn't help it. It was too good. It was great. And then Piper grabs her coat and they try to get out the door. And Prue is even like, okay, fine. And apparently Phoebe is going to borrow Prue's car to go to the employment agency. So she has to go to work with Prue, which is kind of funny. So they start to leave. And then Leo comes down the stairs wearing the same outfit that he had on before. But now he's wearing the blue shirt that Piper had been wearing the night before.
Yep. It doesn't even look that wrinkled.
No, it really doesn't. And he says, good morning, to which Phoebe goes, yeah, we heard, which was kind of funny. And Piper then, of course, laughs nervously, as she does.
Yeah, because Phoebe can't keep her fucking mouth shut.
Yeah. And they all grab their coats, and Prue and Phoebe leave. And before Phoebe leaves, she says, have a magical day, which is a funny moment because they're witches, but apparently that's what Disney employees have to say.
Yeah!
Which just made me laugh, personally.
Phoebe should have worked for Disney.
Yeah. So they leave, and Leo's like, what does she mean by that? And Piper's like, who knows?
Who knows? It's Phoebe.
Yeah, exactly. She says she's late, gives him a quick kiss on the cheek, and goes to leave.
But he
grabs
catches her arm,
yeah.
and pulls her back in for a nice long one.
He grabbed her around the waist to pull her back. I was just like, oh, all right. Yay.
He's like, oh, come on, dinky kiss. Let's go for broke.
Absolutely. And there's no stage kissing there. It was beautiful, lovely. And they both say bye. And then we cut to Buckland. Now, because I am me, I need you to live in this pain with me. So we've seen this establishing shot before.
Tan jacket, floral skirt?
No.
For shame!
There's a lady with a red umbrella wearing a black skirt suit thing. And there's a woman in a brown suit. Mm-hmm. Okay? The woman with the red umbrella we see a lot. We see the woman in the brown suit a lot. And then there's a person who walks by with feathers in their hair. Yeah, it's very, very 90s. Uber 90s.
TF.
Yeah. So I haven't mentioned it before, mostly because it's not as entertaining as Tan Jacket Floral Skirt Lady. But just like last time, you get to live in this pain with me. I'm sorry, but it's only fair.
I'm not yet feeling this pain, so please explain.
Every time you see it, you will now notice it. Every single time. And this will come up so much. I think it comes up again in the next episode in a very funny way.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
But I've already watched the episode, so it's not gonna...
That's fine. That's fine. But they haven't.
True. So really, you're not torturing me as much as you're torturing them.
Exactly.
You just gesticulate at this microphone.
Absolutely. So we're at Buckland, which still makes me laugh. It's called Buckland Auction House, but they'll call it Bucklands all the time, and just, I don't...
Well, because the guy running it is named Buckland.
I know, but, like, I don't know.
It's, it's just easier to say Bucklands instead of Buckland.
I guess. Anyway, so, Prue and Phoebe then walk out of the elevator, and we can see that the suit that Phoebe is wearing has a skirt, not pants. Which,
fun.
What do you call... Is that, like, a dress suit? Because it's not a pants suit?
I think it's just a suit because heteronormativity.
I don't know.
You assume, like, for some reason, unless it's a tux, we don't say a woman is wearing a suit if she's wearing a suit that has pants. We always say she's wearing
a pantsuit. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. Is this a dress suit?
That would flip the script.
Sure, it's a dress suit. All right. So she's wearing a dress suit. And there are cops everywhere. And Prue walks up to some security dude.
We learn his name.
Jaime. I wrote in my notes, a person we've never met before has been given a name. ...
Yep.
She wonders what's going on, and he says that they got robbed last night, and she asks, what was stolen, and we have the best little moment. He says the Romanov tiara, and she replies, oh my god, not the tiara. Like, just...
Not the tiara! Anything but the tiara.
Yeah, like there
were some gumdrop buttons.
Yeah. Not my buttons. Not my gumdrop buttons. Gingy. All right, so we know nothing about this tiara except that apparently
the Romanovs.
Yeah, and
which means it's old and Russian and expensive. Mm-hmm. And okay, kind of a spoiler for later, but. Fuck it. She says it's worth well over $1 million. I think you undershot it, hun. I think you undershot it by a factor of 10.
Probably, yeah.
But no way is it merely over $1 million. Yeah, that's like saying that my computer is over 1 inch wide. No shit!
Yep.
I would not expect a computer to be 1 inch wide, especially knowing it's a MacBook.
Yeah, well,
I would not expect a tiara to be worth anywhere near $1 million. Not from the Romanovs. This is Russian fucking royalty, people.
Yep.
They overdid it so much, they got killed.
Yeah. Anyway, so then Rex comes up to them, and he's wearing, like, a cream shirt. Well, it's like an off-white shirt, but it has a white collar and a gray vest, and his tie looks like it's like a yellow plaid. It was a weird color combo.
That is weird.
All around. So he comes up to them, and Prue's like, Jaime just told me what happened, and he says hi to Phoebe, which is like a little moment where he's trying so hard to be like, I have to be sad about this, I have to be worried about this. Yeah, and he has this line of, a loss of this magnitude could severely damage our reputation. Who is going to consign anything with us if... And Prue's like, no, we just have to get the tiara back before word gets out. Now, here's my question.
The police have been called.
Yeah. Word's going to get out. I mean, bird is no longer the word is out. Yes, absolutely. Anyway, so he agrees with her and says that, she's the only one he can trust to help with the police.
Because of course she is.
Uh-huh. And she's like, sure, but why can't you do it kind of thing. And he says that he has another commitment tonight that he really can't get out of because some good friends are having a concert and he promised he wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, Rex, I don't think you know how priorities work.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think you know how to make up an excuse that sounds plausible enough.
Well, a la convenience.
Although, granted, the motive here is a little split in a way where it's gonna be suspicious.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
True. But Phoebe asks who the friends are that is giving a concert. And Rex just, casually says, The Verve. Which, for those of you who don't know The Verve, they were a band in the 90s that had a lovely hit that Phoebe says is the best song ever, called Bittersweet Symphony.
Me. That's basically how it goes.
Sure.
Which, okay, when I started it off, I'm like, this sounds like In the Hall of the Mountain King.
A little bit.
But yeah, in fact, that has been sampled by other artists who have subsequently been sued.
Absolutely.
Or sampling.
But, it is a lovely song, and I will admit it was my jam back in the 90s. It was a very good song. If you've never heard it, YouTube that shit.
Yeah.
Pause us, go to YouTube, listen to it, come back.
Yeah, we won't know if you pause.
Yeah.
Hell, we won't even know if you don't finish listening.
Well, but finish listening, because...
Well, please, yes. Please do.
Because we always like it when people listen.
Listen, subscribe.
I know our podcast is long.
Review.
Yeah, like I know our podcast is long, but that's because we're just chatting. It's like you get to sit in the room as we're having a lovely conversation and listen.
You get to be in the room where it happens.
Absolutely. So,
La.
T.
Do.
I'm totally gonna leave that in. All right.
But yes, so apparently Rex knows the Verve.
Uh-huh.
Not just knows of them, but knows them.
Yeah, supposedly, at least. Phoebe says that she worships them. And so Rex says that she should join him because he's sure he can rustle up another ticket.
Meaning, he already has another ticket.
Yeah. And Prue pulls a face to show that she doesn't really like the idea. And Rex notices. And is like, well, you wouldn't mind, would you? And she's like, of course not. Why would I mind?
Why would I mind?
Mm-hmm. In that lovely way of like, of course I mind, you nitwit, but you're my boss, so I can't say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rex says that it's a date, figuratively speaking, of course. Uh-huh. And that he'll pick Phoebe up at 7. And she's like, that's fine. And then realizes what time it is. And she's like, I'll have the car back by noon. And she goes running toward the elevator. Rex says, thanks for pitching in to Prue. Which,
It's her workplace.
Yeah.
There's been a theft at her workplace. I wouldn't call it pitching in so much as doing
her
your
job. Yeah. So he leaves, and Andy walks around the corner in like a drab suit with like a gray shirt. It was just...
Does Andy have a non-drab suit?
It was boring. Yeah. So they have an exchange of hellos, kind of, and he has the line of, guess fate keeps throwing us together, which...
No, you work robbery homicide.
Yeah.
You're a cop.
Yeah.
And shit keeps happening around Prue.
Yeah.
That's not fate, that's your job. Just
Well-
like she's not pitching in.
Well, the cliche I live my life by is everything happens for a reason, so,
Yes, it is a spectacular candy. Riesen. Google it. Google it now. I will not explain this to you.
Oh!
You're welcome.
Yes, I've had those. That's the caramel...
Well, obviously, if it's your mantra.
Yes. I've never called it reason, though.
What the fuck do you call it?
You're gonna laugh at me.
You call it Raisin?
No.
Raisin?
No. They're called giants. It's the German word for that.
Oh, okay. I don't know German, so that makes sense.
I don't really know German, but that's fine.
And that's been Explaining Kendra's Puns to Cat.
Yes. Those candies are actually produced and distributed by the same confectioner that produces Werther's Original. So there you go. Chocolate caramel covered dark chocolate.
Yep.
Anyway, so Andy says that fate keeps throwing them together, and then Hannah walks up wearing a light gray suit and is all,
And
oh,
a
you
condescending face.
Yeah, totally.
Not even a smirk, just a condescending face. That's her face.
Yep, but that's always her face.
True.
So, And she's all, you two know each other? I forgot. And Prue's like, no, you didn't. So Hannah says that she suggested that the inspector speak to Prue because she was the last one to actually see the tiara. And then makes, the little flirty face thing at Andy is like, if you need anything else, don't hesitate to call. And I wanted to smack her. But then Daryl just walks into frame with a, we'd like to see the security tapes from last night as soon as possible. And then just walks back out of frame. And it's like, okay, Daryl, thanks for being here. It was beautifully done. It was great.
I love every moment Daryl is on screen.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
And he was in a lovely blue suit.
Yes.
That was only slightly ill-fitting at the pant. The pants were just a little baggy.
Because pants.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
Yep. So Hannah says that, she's sure that Prue can arrange that, and then she walks away.
Because job? What job? I don't work here. I just hang around here to make snide remarks.
Yep. Absolutely.
She's not Hannah. She's canna do her job.
Okay.
I went a little Scottish.
Uh-huh. Anyway.
No, not anyway. Forward.
10 episodes. 10 episodes it took for her to make that joke. 10 episodes.
It takes me a while to get warmed up. I'm a diesel engine.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Annie says that she should stop at the station around 1 so that they can talk about it there. And we cut to Rex's office. Because he was wearing a gray vest, my brain, I automatically assumed for some reason that his pants were going to be gray because of the vest being gray.
Nope.
And so my notes are, Oh, his pants are black. They probably match his suit jacket, not the vest. Duh. Love my notes. So, in Rex's office, Hannah is all, I can't believe you're taking that little witch to the concert. Because apparently it was her ticket. Yeah.
Because apparently warlocks like to go to Verve concerts?
Hey, wouldn't you?
No. I don't, like...
I would probably be okay with a Verve
would not
concert.
Be that into the Verve.
I only know that one song, so,
Everybody only knows that one song.
Yeah.
Even then, they only knew that one song.
Yeah.
If you happen to know 2 songs, it's because guess what? The album came out last week.
It's kind of like Owl City. Do you know the band Owl City?
Yeah, I know Owl City. I know a couple of their songs, but there's the one that's just
Everybody knows Fireflies.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows Fireflies. And I have been an Owl City fan for a while. And back when I worked at the video store, Fireflies was like up and coming and like the new thing. And I was like, I don't remember who it was, but I know it was a customer who came in and we were talking about something or other. And somebody had mentioned Owl City. And I was like, oh yeah, I like Owl City. I'm a fan. And he legit was like, yeah, okay, name me a song that isn't Fireflies and then I'll know you're a fan.
Ooh, he gatekeeped you.
Yeah. And I legit started listing songs. I can't remember them all now, of course, but, like, I legit, like, listed off, like, 6 different songs.
Yeah, that's the epitome of that meme, like, oh, so you're a fan of your mom? Tell me 5 of her albums.
Yeah.
Clean your room! Clean your room! Part 2. I swear I told you to get ready 5 minutes ago.
Do the dishes! Empty the dishwasher! That's my mom. Empty the dishwasher.
Clean your room! Part 3. Yes. The Reckoning.
But yeah, I remember that so vividly because I legit, like, started listing songs and he literally stopped me. He's like, okay, I believe you. And I'm like, thank you.
That's like,
I shouldn't have to justify my knowledge of a band, but thanks.
Yeah, that's like in middle school. I was helping sell the school directories. I think I was probably 6th grade going into 7th or something. Mm-hmm. And I have my Beethoven CD in my little Discman, which I'm listening to in between taking money from people. And this is the point at which I figured out that if you crease the bill along the center lengthwise, they'll stack very nicely.
Yeah.
And I even do that in cash registers, because it makes it so much easier. Mm-hmm. But yeah, some guy comes up to me, a parent, I assume, starts asking me, like, what's in my CD player? And I tell him it's Beethoven. And he kind of goes like, yeah, right. And so I just give him hell. I don't even remember what I said, but I got sassy. Mm-hmm. So he's got 12-year-old yelling at him, and I think I tried to end on something about the directory. Like, and that'll be $3, thank you.
Nice.
Have a lovely evening, sir.
Yep.
Because... heaven forfend that a preteen is going to be listening to classical music.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know,
I didn't even bother to open up the CD player. I'm like, no, fuck this guy. I'm not. No.
Yep.
So,
and then Rex has a lovely little moment where he says, "Hannah, kitten."
Yeah.
And he purrs at her, which will be even funnier later.
Yeah.
And he says that, he's only doing it to upset Prue, which is all the better to frame her and force the sisters to relinquish their powers. And
yes, way to reveal your plan in the first act. We didn't need to have you reveal your plan.
Exposition time, man.
It wasn't necessary. He explains it all at the end and it just becomes redundant.
Yeah, but, they had to fill for time because it's not really a filling episode.
It fills me with rage. Well, okay, it doesn't fill me with rage. Annoyance.
Annoyance?
Yeah.
Alright. So, it's exposition and making things go longer, I guess. I don't know. But Hannah asks how he knows that they even can relinquish their powers, and he says that there's a special spell in the Book of Shadows.
How does he know that?
I don't know.
How has he ever had access to the Book of Shadows?
I'm assuming somehow maybe with his astral projection he was able to astral project up to the book?
Yes, but if they don't know it's there, they've never seen it. He can't turn pages. And the book will not listen to him.
But he does have the ability to be like, you, go here, do this, do that. So he could have absolutely told, one of the sisters to look up something in the Book of Shadows and forget what she was looking up. And we just didn't get to see that.
That just seems convoluted to me.
Well, we're trying to give more reasoning to something than is absolutely necessary.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we get an establishing shot outside the police station. Prue's there because Andy's interviewing her, so it's got to be 1 o'clock. He's asking if there was anybody left in the vault when she put the tiara back, and she just said that the only person there was the security guard, Jaime.
He's a sweet guy.
Yeah. And so Andy asks if he locked up the vault, and Prue said no, that she did. And so then he asks if she took anything out of the vault, and she goes, no, is this an interview or an interrogation? It's like, woman, he's a cop. It's kind of got to be both because you're the last one to see it, so...
So you're the obvious suspect.
Yeah, like...
Whether or not you approve of that fact.
Exactly,
It might be inconvenient, but it's what it is.
Indeed. But he says that, he's sorry that he's just trying to get all the facts. And Daryl comes in and says that there were no signs of forced entry in the auction house or in the vault. So Prue comes to the logical conclusion that they think that it was an inside job, that one of the employees did it.
Well, because it was one of the employees. Well, actually, it was kind of two of the employees.
Yes, it was. So they're, back and forth, and, we have to check everyone's story out, and blah, blah, blah. And we do get a cute moment between Prue and Andy, where Andy says, if we have any other questions, we'll give you a call. And she says, you know where to reach me. And he says, I think I still remember, which was kind of funny. It was it was a cute little moment, whatever. And because she thought that they were trying to say that she did it, and Andy's like, no, don't be ridiculous. After she leaves, Andy's like, to Daryl, it's like, what was that all about? And Daryl goes, you tell me, last time you were ready to bust her for stealing a feather, now you think she's Miss Innocent. And he's like, that was a whole different situation, completely unrelated.
No,
Andy. It really, really wasn't.
Andy.
Yeah. So Daryl's basically like, a lot of the arrows are pointing in her direction. And he goes, and there's also this. And he picks up 3 VHS tapes that are the security tapes that Prue brought over. And he says that the one from the vault is missing. Ooh. Yeah.
Wait, who let the ghost in here?
Blue did.
Blue.
How dare you?
Blue regard.
Blueberry muffin, how dare you?
You're supposed to protect us from the ghosts by hissing at them.
Yeah. Anyway, so then we cut to Quake. We get a nice little nighttime exterior shot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sans tan jacket floral skirt lady.
Yep. And Piper is counting money from the cash register at the bar. And Prue is there because why wouldn't she be?
She wants to chat with Sis and also have a nightcap?
Apparently. And Prue tells Piper that she's glowing, that she's in total afterglow. And Piper's like, no, it's just warm in here. And then she asks how much the tiara is worth, and this is when Prue's like, we didn't get a chance to have it appraised because they just got it the day before. It's at least well over $1 million.
Wow, way to undershoot that.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying, they couldn't have Googled it, but let's face it, it's definitely more than 10 million. Don't just say 1.
Hey,
Is there one mistake?
Just one mistake in this show?
Is there $1 million mistake?
Yeah. I don't know. So Piper asks if they have any idea who stole it, and Prue's like, yeah, me. And Piper's like, wait, what? And then Phoebe and Rex arrive, and so that kind of gets waylaid. Rex is wearing a dark gray jacket, a cobalt blue shirt, and a tie that's like really it's like a wide tie, but it's like striped with purples and blues and greens and pinks. Ooh. And yeah, it was kind of a pretty looking tie. And Phoebe is in a black dress with a black sweater, which also seems to be a Prue hand-me-down.
Yep.
And she's wearing a choker necklace that I totally would have worn in high school.
Oh yeah.
It was super cute. Yeah, so Rex and Phoebe come up.
Clearly having just returned from said concert.
Yep, and Piper asks how it was, and she says, it was the best, it was amazing. And this is where we get that line from earlier coming back of Prue saying, still recycling, I see. So that's how we learn that this dress that she is wearing is a Prue hand-me-down. And Rex says that he appreciates Prue for taking care of things.
Because he sure as hell wasn't gonna.
Yeah. And Phoebe's like, don't you just love that accent? To which literally my thought was, yes, I love a good British accent. But part of me wants to think his accent is fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because it's like, well, people think British people are smarter just because of the voice. Like, maybe he's just putting on the accent. I don't know. He is, bad guy after all. These things went through my mind.
Neil Roberts is an English actor.
No, I know that. Yeah, no, I know that.
Okay.
But it was one of those where, like, my thought was maybe he was putting on the accent just because, whatever. So, Rex asks Prue how it went with the police, to which she replies that they think it was an inside job. And he comes back with, do they? How disturbing. Oh, Rex.
In a very casual tone as well.
Like, Rex. So Phoebe's like, shop talk later, gonna go grab a table. And Piper tells him to take the one by the window, and she'll send Cindy over. Which my first thought was, oh God, another person we don't know who's been given a name. God, all these people are going to die.
Well, we never see Cindy.
No, we never see Cindy, which I think is what saves her life.
Probably.
You know. And Rex tells Prue she can join them, and she's like, no thanks, I think I'll pass. And they go over to the table, and as they're walking, Rex puts his hand
on the small of her back.
Yeah, on Phoebe's back. And we get a very fun little moment between Piper and Prue, where Piper's like, she's a big girl, and, you know, he's rich, and he's stable, and he's handsome, and that you should be happy for her.
No, you should be noticing all of the fucking red flags.
Well, yes. But Prue gives that, like, monotone of, like, I'm thrilled. Just kind of cute. And Piper's like, are you jealous? She goes, no, just more like territorial, because I like to keep my work separate from my home. And Piper's, you know, good luck. And we cut over to look at Phoebe and Rex sitting at the table, and they seem to be enjoying themselves. Laughing and shit. And then we cut to the next morning at the manor. Prue is sitting in the large chair reading the paper, wearing a gray spaghetti strap top that has an interesting pattern that kind of reminded me of one of those, like, adult de-stress coloring books. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. I did think it was one of those Mandela coloring books.
Yeah, it's what it looked like. It was one of those, like, little de-stressing ones. And she's wearing those reddish-brown silk pants that we have seen her wear before. Piper's on the couch on the phone, and she's just wearing, like, a red t-shirt and red plaid pajama pants. Phoebe comes down the stairs wearing a light gray spaghetti strap top. She's covered it with a pink sweater, and she's wearing, like, dark gray yoga pants kind of thing. She comes down the stairs and is like, good morning. And apparently there's roses. To which she goes, who are they for? And Prue, just again with the monotone, guess. And Piper, who is apparently on the phone with Leo, says, I need to call you back. Something's about to come up. Which was funny.
And she was right.
Absolutely. So Phoebe reads the card on the roses, and they're from Rex, saying, you know, thank you for a lovely evening, the job's on its way. And Piper gets up real quick, runs over to the roses and picks them up, and is like, I can't get over how beautiful these are. Can you, Prue? Yeah.
Look, Prue, how pretty. Prue, give a compliment. Prue, don't be a dick.
Yep. And Prue's like, so it must have been quite a night after the concert. And Piper is just like, I'll go put these in some water. And she takes the flowers and goes to the kitchen with them.
Middle child avoiding conflict.
Absolutely.
A+.
Absolutely. So Phoebe says that all she did was, you know, tell Rex that she was going to the employment agency, and he said that he'd make a few calls to help her out. And Prue tries to be like, it's none of my business, like, whatever. And the doorbell rings. And she's like, you know, just watch what you say to him, because there are certain things I don't want my boss to know about me.
Fair.
Which makes perfect sense. I totally get that.
And Phoebe can't keep her mouth shut, so.
So true. The doorbell has rung, so Prue gets up and goes to open the door.
Ooh, it's Andy and Daryl.
Aha.
On official policey business.
Yes, they have a search warrant.
Ooh, goodness.
Yes, they're there to search for the tiara in the house. He holds up the search warrant and they walk inside. And we go to commercial break. And in case you wanted to know, Andy's in a gray suit with a blue shirt and a red tie. And Daryl's in a black suit with a tan shirt and a red patterned tie. After the commercial break, we come back and we're in Prue's room. Everyone walks in and Phoebe's like, how can you even think that she stole the tiara? And Andy's like, you know, we don't, not necessarily. And they start looking through the drawers. And she has a lovely line of, then what are you doing here, spring cleaning? Which was kind of funny. It was nice. And Daryl asks if Prue has any idea where the vault security camera tape is. And
she says, I gave you the security tapes.
Yep. And Daryl's like, well, not that one. And Andy even chimes in that it wasn't there. And he opens the desk drawer.
While he's looking away from the desk drawer, thankfully, because, oops, there is the tiara.
Yes, which Piper notices, and with a woo, she freezes Daryl and Andy. And Prue's just like, why did you do that? And Piper walks over to the drawer, pulls the tiara, and is like, that's why. And Prue's like, that's not possible. How did that get there? And Piper's like, I don't know, but you better figure out an answer as to the reason that it's there before they unfreeze.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Phoebe comes up with, well, someone must have planted it. And Piper's like, someone's been in our house? Which, you know, not really.
Technically, yes, but also technically no.
Yeah. And then Rex astral projects into Prue's room.
I just want to call that an opacity shift. He opacity shifts.
Well, but
That's what
but
it is.
He's now wearing a white suit jacket and a black turtleneck. And my legit thought when I first saw that was, oh, look, he's a 70s porn star. Because that's where I went with that one, But Prue says that they should, just let them find it because she's got nothing to hide, that she's innocent.
Well, unfortunately, finding the Romanoff tiara that was stolen from your workplace in your house, not so innocent.
Yeah, it doesn't really look so innocent. And Phoebe says as much and tells Piper to hide it, so Piper hides it under the pillow on the bed, just as Andy and Daryl unfreeze, a la convenience.
Yeah. Well, no, she managed to get back over by where they were standing.
Right, but because she doesn't have the ability to unfreeze on her own as of right now, it was an a la convenience that she wasn't standing there with the tiara in her hand when they unfroze. That she had hidden it and gotten back to her spot. So it's a little a la convenience. So Rex plants the thought into Andy's mind
that he wants to check under them pillows.
Uh-huh.
So Andy heads for the pillows.
No. Andy tells Daryl to check for the pillows, which I thought was very funny. Like, I told you to check under the pillows. Why are you sending the other dude to do it? But,
Because it's Andy?
Yes.
Because we need to have Daryl do something in this episode other than be the straight man?
Yes. Piper then, of course, freezes them and gets the tiara and is like, how did he know to look there? And Phoebe's like, put it in the dresser because they've already looked there before. And so she does. And they unfreeze again. And then Rex is like, you want to look in the dresser again. And so he walks back over to the dresser and Piper freezes him again. And Rex walks up behind Piper and is like, this is getting ridiculous. And then Piper's like, this is getting ridiculous. Which was by far the funniest moment in this entire scene for me.
Okay, really?
Well,
I thought it was her next line because then Rex is like, "You're a horrible witch," and
miserable witch,
miserable witch, and she looks kind of like introspective, and it was like Prue or Phoebe who's like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "I don't know. Somehow I just want to see a therapist right now."
Yeah, I feel like calling a shrink for some reason. Okay, yes, that line was funnier. Yes, but yeah, so Phoebe decides, she gets the tiara out of the dresser and is like, I'll be right back, and takes it out of the room. And Piper's like, I'll just keep freezing them until they give up. And Phoebe returns and is like, I put it in and they unfreeze. And so she has to whisper that it's in the attic. And then Rex disappears because now he knows they're not going to find it. Even though this is where I had the question of, they have a search warrant to search the entire house, right?
Yeah.
Why are they just searching Prue's room? And after Rex disappears, Andy's like, that's good enough for now, we're not finding anything, sorry, and they leave.
You can only execute a search warrant once.
Yeah, and there's only the two of them, which you would never execute a search warrant with only two people.
Correct.
But if a search warrant is for the entire house, why are you just searching a single room? And there are just so many questions.
Indeed.
So many questions that come up with this. But whatever. So they leave, and we cut to Rex's office, and Rex comes back to his body.
And is very frustrated.
Yes. And Hannah's sitting on the other side of his desk, and she's wearing a blue suit over a sheer black top, which I actually kind of liked it. I won't lie. It didn't look bad on her. But, whatever. And he's all like, witches! And he knocks things off his desk. And Hannah asks if the police found the tiara. And he's like, no, Piper kept freezing them and they kept moving it. And she's like, how can we frame her if they can't even find the evidence? This is where my logic is, if you know she has the power to freeze, why would you do this when she's there?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you be like,
well, okay,
give her the thought process of, you need to leave the house if you know they're coming to the house. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be there. Because if nobody's there, they can still do the search warrant. If someone comes home, it's we have a search warrant, we're allowed to be here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, Piper can freeze them to move the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Prue can, if it's in a drawer, she can magic it so that the drawer just won't open.
Yeah.
And pretend that door's always been that way, it's an old house, whatever. Or, she can make it so that the door won't open until a certain point when then it flies across the room and she just slides the tiara out of vision.
Yeah. There was a lot of ways they could have handled it.
And Phoebe would probably have a premonition of where they'd find the tiara and not leave it there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Basically, there was no way that Rex could make the cops find the tiara if any or all of the sisters were there.
Yeah, absolutely. But, whatever. So they say they're going to have to up the stakes, and then we cut to the manor where Prue is pacing, Piper is dusting, and Phoebe is playing with her roses.
Yep.
Yeah. And Prue is like, someone's trying to set me up. They're using magic to do it. And Piper asks who? And Phoebe comes back with, pick a warlock, any warlock. Which was cute. But she says it kind of loud. And then Leo walks in. It's like, oh, god damn it, women.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, could you
this entire
shit?
This entire episode, they are completely unconcerned when Leo is around.
Yeah. Leo walks in, and he is wearing a brown button-down long-sleeve top, unbuttoned over a reddish-orange shirt, jeans, and a black belt. Because, you know.
He's a martial artist.
Not that kind of black belt. And...
No, he's an artist that works at Marshall's.
Oh, Jesus.
You're welcome.
Oh. So, he asks what the police were doing at the manor, and Piper's like, oh, nothing really. And he's like, okay, can I go upstairs and fix the bathroom sink? And they're like, yeah, go for it, and so he leaves. And Phoebe goes, did anyone ever think that maybe he's a warlock? And Piper comes back with, why is it always someone I'm dating that gets accused of being that? Don't answer that. And then the phone rings. She goes, answer that, it's safer.
Yeah.
Which was just great. So Prue answers the phone, and it's Rex on the phone. She's like, yes, I'm on my way in, blah, blah, blah.
And then
hands the phone to Phoebe, because it's for her. So Phoebe takes the phone and is like, yes, I got the flowers. They were beautiful. Thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, a dinner party? Yes, sure, I'd love to. Let me go get a pen. And she
saunters off towards the kitchen.
Yeah. But while she was on the phone, it was the best sister, interaction. It was great.
Because Piper is dusting Prue.
No, dusting Phoebe.
Oh, right, yeah.
Phoebe's on the phone, and Piper is, trying to tickle her with the feather duster. It was adorable.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely adorable.
And Phoebe's just swatting her away.
Mm-hmm. So Phoebe walks out of the room, and Piper turns to Prue and is like, so what are you going to do? And Prue's like, what can I do? My sister's dating my boss. And she's like, no, it meant about who's setting you up. Duh. Do you have any idea who it could be? And she's like, well, if I'd had to guess, I would start with it's the person who said they were out to destroy me. And Piper's like, Hannah? And Prue comes back with, smart girl, which is just funny as hell. It was great. And then we cut up to the attic, and Leo walks in, puts his toolbox down and shuts the door, and starts looking around, and then he holds his hand out.
He waves his hand, and trunks just pop open.
Yeah. And he walks over and he looks in them, and he uses his powers again, and they close, and he starts opening a drawer, and he hears footsteps. I don't think he saw the tiara necessarily, but there's footsteps, and so he quickly closes it, and Piper walks in. And now, this is why I tell these things, right? She's now wearing a fuzzy red sweater over a black top and gray pants.
What?
Yep. That's absolutely not what she was wearing downstairs.
Nope.
So there's that. Right, Blue? Hi. Okay. So Piper walks into the attic and asks Leo what he's doing there, because she thought he was going to fix the sink. And he's like, yeah, I just,
For a second he falters, and then he miraculously comes up with a realistic lie, which is that there was a light fixture that was damaged downstairs, and he wanted to see if he could cannibalize something up here.
Yeah. And then he's like, there's something I need to tell you, that I might have to go back home. And she's like, is home far away? And he says, yeah, it's pretty far. Which, if you know what's coming,
is funny.
Is great. But if you don't, you're just like, okay, where are you from?
I really enjoyed how ambiguously this scene was played. Just okay, Leo has powers.
Okay.
They don't appear to be malicious. Now, I was of the opinion that he had seen the tiara and then heard the footsteps and so had to close it and couldn't do anything about it, but didn't necessarily want to.
Right, but I think that might have been what they were trying to do, is that he was after the tiara. They're trying to make you think that.
Yeah, clearly something's up.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was a mostly ambiguous scene. Not really anything happened other than, oh shit, Leo has powers.
Uh-huh.
Wow. And he might have to leave, and it's making Piper sad.
Yeah.
I don't want to make Piper sad.
I know. Poor Piper.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he says, that he isn't for sure that he has to leave, but that he wanted her to know just in case, and she says thanks. And he's like, well, I better get back to work, and he kisses her on the cheek and leaves. And she turns around and notices the drawer is slightly open, and walks over and sees it's the one with the tiara hidden in it. Now, here's my thing. Piper wasn't the one that hid the tiara in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
Phoebe was.
Yeah.
So, there could just be the possibility that Phoebe didn't close the drawer all the way.
This is true.
Because she had to throw it upstairs and run back down quickly before they unfroze.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I was like, I don't really see any sort of malicious anything, but it could be that they're trying to make it seem that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Leo was just in a room with a slightly ajar door that had the Romanov tiara in it, which we were trying to hide. This is suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Then we cut to a lovely night shot of the bridge, and then an apartment building that looks more like a hotel. And then inside, Phoebe rounds a corner, and let's just talk about this outfit for a moment.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah. A long silk jacket over a low-cut silver velvet spaghetti strap top.
Yep.
Capri-length silk pants. Chunky Mary Jane heels. A black purse. And a furry scarf.
Can you say
90s? Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
As my mother described it, she opened her closet and whatever fell out, she put on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Pretty much.
It's about right. So, she rings the doorbell, and Rex appears behind her, saying, "You will see a spectacular apartment." And then he disappears, and from the inside opens the door, and she walks inside, and is like, "Wow, this is...
spectacular," he says.
That's exactly the word I was going to use!
No way! I wonder why.
We must be on the same wavelength. Fuck you, Rex. Fuck you hard.
Oh yeah, that was my WTF Rex times 5,000.
There you go.
Well, or it might have been the thing with Hannah. Either way.
So he offers her some champagne, and she says no thank you. And he insists, which right there I'd be like, okay, I'll take the glass, but I'm not going to drink it, you know? And so he pours champagne into a couple of glasses, and she's like, am I early? And he's like, no, you're right on time.
This dinner party just has an exclusive guest list.
Uh-huh.
It's just us.
Yeah.
It's so exclusive, it's only one person.
Yes, which, little creepy, and I would have been like, you know what, I have to go.
Yeah. Some guy invites you to a dinner party. You show up, he hands you champagne even after you say no thanks. Mm-hmm. And you find out you're just having dinner with him. I would run in the other direction so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be like, can I get a glass of water? And as soon as he walks up the room, run. Run as fast as you can, as far as you can.
Yes, no hyperbole.
Yeah.
Actually, just fucking leave.
Go. Yeah. But whatever. She sits down on the couch. He hands her a glass of champagne and says, a toast to your interview. And she's like, what interview? And apparently he got her an interview at Zeitgeist magazine, which... Can we just talk about that for a second?
Oh my god.
They apparently want to hire her for the fashion section, which also made me laugh because what the fuck is she wearing?
Yeah. Phoebe only knows the fashion that exists in her sister's closets. Yeah.
That's it. So he asks if she's interested, and she says very, and then she asks what's the catch. To which he says, you have to sleep with me.
And she has the perfect reaction, which is to stop attempting to drink the champagne, set it down, and turn to him pissed. Mm-hmm. At which point he's like, no, I'm joking.
What sort of man do you think I am? Ha ha ha.
That's not funny, Rex.
Yeah, not funny at all. But then, right?
He totally Rexed that night.
No. Nope. No. Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope, I refuse.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
No. Anyway.
Yes.
No. Anyway, so for some reason they both laugh at that.
Well, she does like the single finger gun in hit. Like there's a beat where she's trying to determine, and then she goes, "You."
Yeah.
Because she's trying to lighten the mood.
Yeah. And then he's like, I hope you like sushi imported fresh from Kyoto. And he goes to walk into the other room. Now,
Why
here's
would
my
you
thing.
fresh import sushi from Kyoto? You have perfectly good fish where you are.
Uh-huh.
You're in fucking San Francisco.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry.
Even if, like, you want, the authentic experience, there's a little section of your city called, Chinatown?
There's probably a Japantown and a Koreatown and a Thai town and everything.
Well, like, they probably just generically call it Chinatown. It's probably all near the same area.
Yeah.
Or in the same area, just different sections, because, racism, so Asians gotta band together.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand, like, why you would import sushi from Kyoto, because it wouldn't be fresh if it's coming from Kyoto. Like, it just wouldn't.
Not unless you imported the actual fish and then slaughtered them there. Like, by there, I mean in his apartment.
Yes. But I digress. He tells her to make herself comfortable. He goes into the other room, supposedly to get said sushi, leans against the door, and then astral projects next to Phoebe, who is now holding a compact and a lipstick and is checking her makeup in the mirror.
As you do.
As you do. Especially, when you're just like, well, shit, now I'm apparently on a date.
Yep.
And he gives the suggestion that she's having a premonition of Prue at work, and then Phoebe sees a premonition of Prue getting chased by a giant black panther. And he's saying, that she's in danger, you must save her, you fear warlocks after her. And then he goes back into his body. And she's like starting to get her stuff, whatever. He comes back into the room and she's like, I gotta go, I can't explain, I'll call you, sorry. And she leaves. And as soon as she's gone, he clicks his fingers. Yeah.
And everything in the apartment disappears.
Yep. Except the curtains.
Which, here's my question. What the fuck were they sitting on?
Yeah.
What was she holding that she thought was champagne? All he said was that she was going to see a fabulous apartment.
Yeah.
You'd think the physicality of the apartment would still need to be an issue. Like, have shitty plastic champagne flutes and a ratty old bench. You don't even need a couch. A bench.
Stool. Even just a stool.
Yeah.
A single stool would have been fine.
Yeah.
Like something. Yeah. But
you need at least 2 stools because he was also sitting down.
True. But yeah, even like, TV tray with something on it. Like they're...
Oh yeah, and a table. You'd need a table.
Yeah, because she put her stuff down. Like, there's a lot of things that's like, you see an apartment. Well, that's great. But I'm not sitting on the goddamn floor. So... Yeah. There was a lot going wrong with this. But yeah, he clicks his fingers.
Because also
comes back empty.
The aesthetic of the whole reveal would be, to me, at least more interesting if the apartment weren't empty.
Uh-huh.
If there were a crappy couch and a shitty banged-up table that was kind of lopsided.
Mm-hmm.
And, solo cups.
Yeah, like, even if it was, like, wicker furniture or, like, outdoor furniture.
No. This is the 90s. Wicker furniture is nice.
True. I forgot. I apologize. I did forget. They have an entire room full of it.
Yep.
But yeah, like, if it had been, like, beanbag chairs and shit, like,
that would have been so 90s.
Yeah. But, so the only things left in the room are the curtains on the windows, and there's something small lying on the floor behind him.
Yeah.
But at this point, we don't know what it is, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
So then he gets out his cell phone, dials a number, and puts on a phony American accent, which you can only, you can't really tell it's a phony American accent until he says the words, please hurry. And then you're just like, was that trying to be Southern? What was that? Like, it was not British.
It kind of broke.
Doing. Yeah, but so he's apparently called 911 saying that he's at Buckland's and that someone's trying to kill him. Please hurry.
Yay, ambiguity.
Yeah. So then we cut to Buckland's, and Prue's walking down the hall, and let's talk about this outfit now.
Yeah, let's.
Uh-huh. She is in a floor-length black skirt, a black cami top that's possibly a corset bra. I'm not positive.
I think it's a bra.
And it is covered by a beige...
translucent,
sheer,
fuzzy sweater.
Knit, long sleeve hoodie. Ah, the 90s.
Oh my god. How? How is this work appropriate?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. So, yeah. And Jaime comes up behind her and is like, working late? And that totally startles her. And, he's like, I didn't mean to scare you, whatever. And she's like, I guess I'm just jumpy. And then asks him, when the tiara was stolen, was anybody else there? Like Hannah or Rex? And he's like, nope, just you.
Yep.
Just like tonight. Last one out. Hardest working woman I've ever met,
Yes, he's a very sweet man.
Yeah. And so she thanks him and he walks away. And then we get this lovely little line where she just goes, Hannah's computer, and walks into Hannah's office.
Was she walking past it at the time?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was just like, what?
She figures she can check on something because she's suspicious, and she's wanting to check out Hannah anyway, so figures, where I can do that? Hannah's computer.
Yeah, there was a lot about this particular
and the
scene.
She goes in there, she sits down at the desk, and it's a weird angle. It's like an up angle.
Yeah.
And
like
it makes it look like Hannah works in a closet. Like, that office is definitely smaller than Prue's office.
Oh, absolutely. But Hannah's, like, Rex's assistant, so...
Yeah.
She doesn't really need a huge office, but yeah. But so she walks into the office, sits down at the desk, and brings up some sort of search something, types in Hannah's name.
That there OS. Yeah.
I didn't bother taking a picture of it, but yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
We've seen it before, but it's still beautiful.
Yeah. So she types in Hannah's name, searches for it, and it comes up with no listing. She types in Rex's name, and it comes up with no listing. And then Rex shows up astral projection behind her and is like, someone's after you, behind you. You fear it's a warlock with power greater than yours. And so she freaks out and starts running, as you do.
Mm-hmm. She gets out into the hallway, presses the button for the elevator?
Well, but before that, we cut to Jaime in the warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
Because he got a name. So,
yeah.
Bye, Jaime. It was nice knowing you.
Yes, you were a sweet guy.
So, yeah, she gets to the elevator, presses the button.
Doesn't decide to use the stairs for some inexplicable reason, even though everyone knows elevators are not the fastest way to get out of the building.
Nope, not at all.
Nope.
And Rex comes back and is like, you hear a scream, an innocent to protect in the warehouse. And she immediately knows it's Jaime because
she knows Jaime is there.
Yeah, he's the only other one there. And then he gives her one last instruction.
Nudge. It's like, pick up the artifact just inside the door.
Yeah, and so she runs into the warehouse.
Well, she starts running for the warehouse. Cut to the warehouse.
Yep.
Jaime's walking around.
And Hannah smacks him over the head with the artifact.
Just once.
Yep, he falls to the ground. She throws a security tape down and the artifact that she's holding and walks away. And then Prue comes in, missing her completely.
Yeah.
Picks up the artifact because, she's gotten that suggestion. She sees Jaime, goes over to him, and then Phoebe runs in.
Because Phoebe, apparently,
for some reason,
knew where to find Prue, although that could have been a suggestion thing.
It could have been, but, I don't understand how Phoebe knew where to go because the vision that she had was Prue running away from a panther up by her office. So how did she get there at the exact right time?
I'm gonna go with Rex.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna go with Rex. I'm never gonna go with Rex. He's an asshole and creepy and dead.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes.
But spoiler alert, he did.
Well, yes, in fact, Jaime is dead.
Oh, him too.
Yes. And I love my lines, right? So, Prue says that he's dead, and my line is, of course he's dead. He was given a name and more than one line.
Yeah. And of course you know he's dead because he has no pulse that you definitely checked, right, guys?
Yeah, But that has become the thing, is it's not just that they're given a name, it's that they're given a name and they have more than one line. So far, the only person who has been given a name and has more than one line that hasn't died is Martin.
Yes.
It's the only person. So we have a commercial break, and when we come back, we get a night shot of cars on the bridge that pans over to the buildings. It was a very pretty shot.
Yes, it was.
I like that one a lot. And back at the Buckland's warehouse, Andy is leaning over Jaime's body, and Prue and Phoebe are standing next to it. And we get the weirdest little moment. A man with a camera comes through the shelves, snaps a single picture, and then walks away as Daryl walks in. What?
Gotta have the extras doing something.
But why a single picture? That's the thing that got me. If he had stood there and snapped a couple of pictures and then walked away, I'd have been fine with it. And okay, guys, taking pictures. But he walks through the shelving, takes a single picture of Jaime's body, and walks away. What?
I guess we're supposed to assume that he's been doing his job this entire time and is now finished.
Yeah, maybe he's taking last minute extra shots just in case to finish out the role. Because, back in that day there wasn't digital cameras.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. Andy and Daryl are both still wearing the same outfits they were wearing when they searched Prue's room at the manor. And apparently Daryl watched the tape that they found on the ground because it was the security tape of the vault, and it shows Prue exiting the vault and putting the missing tiara in her briefcase.
Yep.
To which Prue is like, that can't be. And he's like, well, I just watched it. And that's when Prue and Phoebe have a little convo between themselves, where Prue's like, someone must have manipulated me into taking it, and Phoebe's like, the same way, someone manipulated me into being a witness against my own sister. And Daryl turns to Andy and is like, do you have any idea what they're talking about? And he's like, not a clue. Which is true, they have no idea what's happening.
None whatsoever.
Prue then asks Phoebe, you were with Rex, and Phoebe's like, yeah, but I don't think this is the time or place to get into it. And Prue's like, no, don't you find it a little coincidental that right when you guys start dating all this is going on?
Phoebe's like, fuck
no. Yeah.
Because of course she doesn't. And granted, it could be entirely coincidental if it weren't for how fucking creepy Rex has been the last, 2 days?
Yeah, but Phoebe's trying to be like, no, it's not, no. Like, she's trying very hard to
Well, she
deflect.
doesn't want to be the one dating a warlock.
Exactly.
That's Piper's territory,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. But, so Phoebe's like, I thought you thought Hannah was behind this. And Prue's like, I do. And Daryl's like, can we ask a few questions? Which it was cute. It was funny. Prue's like, I already told you what happened. And Annie's like, you didn't know he had the tape. And she's like, no, of course not. And he's like, and why exactly did you pick up the murder weapon again? Now, here's the thing. Not personally myself, but personally as in I know other people who have seen somebody murdered.
Yeah.
It has happened. Like, if you don't see it happen exactly in that second, like you come upon the scene and you see something on the ground.
You pick it
You
up.
pick it up to see what it is. Like, I've known people who have done this.
Well, also, Prue works in an auction house.
And there's an
There are
artifact on the
valuable,
ground.
there are valuable items in there, and you don't want them to get damaged. So, if for no other reason than to make sure it is not damaged, you pick the thing up.
Exactly. Whatever. So Phoebe's getting a little indignant and is wondering if, Andy is coming after Prue because she dumped him. And he's like, look, it has nothing to do with that. We have Prue standing over the dead body of a security guard who saw her last with the tiara. And Daryl chimes in with the missing security tape that shows her taking it. And then he comes back saying that, she's holding the murder weapon and you were here to witness it. What are we supposed to think? And they arrest her.
Yeah.
But this is the funniest part for me where my line comes in. Andy calls over a cop named Brian who just comes, yeah? And he puts the handcuffs on Prue. And this is my notes. A cop gets a name? Oh no. Oh, wait. He only gets a single word? He'll be fine.
Yep.
Which just made me laugh.
Overall, I have to say this was a pretty good setup that Rex and Hannah put together. Like, it was
all right.
thorough.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Well, they planned it well. And they had the resources to actually execute it.
Yes, they definitely had the resources to execute it. But I don't know if I would say that they planned it well.
Well, I mean, there are points of it that obviously failed. Mm-hmm. Like the cops finding the tiara. But, having Prue deliver all but the vault tape. Subtle.
Yeah.
Very subtle.
Yeah, especially since she didn't realize she wasn't giving them all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was probably another suggestion thing from Rex.
Yeah, probably.
These are all of the tapes.
These are not
Give
the tapes
them
you're
all
looking
of
for.
the tapes.
These
and
are
now
not the
take
tapes you're
off
looking
all
for.
of your clothes. Because I am the fucking creepiest.
Yes.
I am creepier than Creeper McCreeperson.
Yes, and creep through.
And, not sweet calves.
Not too good. Anyway. So, then we cut to the exterior of Rex's apartment building.
And then inside where Piper and Phoebe have come up to the door, because according to Phoebe, they're coming to ask for Rex's help.
Mm-hmm.
Since he's the only one who can help them.
Right, because they can't afford to hire a lawyer because they just bought a shit ton of clothes and have no money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Phoebe rings the bell and then knocks on the door.
And then finally just
Opens
tries
the
the
door.
knob.
Yeah.
Like every college student waiting for a class to start really should do to make sure the door isn't actually locked and you can enter.
Okay.
That's happened to me so many times, where no one bothered to check the door. They just arrived to a closed door, assumed it was locked.
Yeah.
Until the 6th or 7th person walks by to the class. And they start to think, did anyone try this door? Safe assumption, no.
Yeah.
Go try it. And it opens. Both in real life and on the show.
Exactly.
They walk into a completely desolate space.
Yes.
It is dark. It is cold. It is entirely made of concrete with a couple of fucking columns.
Yep.
And some paint splotches.
Yeah.
And some moonlight streaming in through them windows.
Yes. And Piper asks if this is the right place, to which Phoebe picks up the thing that was on the floor and says, this is my lipstick, so I'm positive. But we never saw her drop the lipstick. We never heard the lipstick hit the floor.
Probably
Just
because in her illusion, it was carpeted.
Yeah, just saying. So now she's realized that it was probably an illusion, even the premonition. And Piper asks how that's possible, and she comes back with, mind control, astral projection, throwing charms, who knows? Prue is right about Rex, which means I'm dating a warlock.
And Piper says, been there, done that. Trying to lighten the mood, kind of fails.
Kind of fails, but she got a sly little smile on her face before she said it. They cut to Phoebe, and they cut back to Piper, and the smile is completely gone. Editors, Seriously, she would have still been smiling with that line.
She totally would have been.
So then, they were trying to get Prue out of jail because she can't stay the night in jail. Ooh-ah. But apparently it didn't work because we cut to the police station the next day, and Prue is pacing in her jail cell.
Like a cat.
Sure.
Well, it was a bit tigery.
Yeah.
And we see...
Like a tiger in a cage. Rah!
And we see in the cell next to her is a certifiable creeper making kissy noises.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Now, granted, this guy is creepy. Still not as creepy as Rex.
So true. But Prue decides to throw him up against the wall using her magics.
Because the only way you get respect from your fellow jail peeps is to shank one of them, except Prue doesn't have a knife, but she does have witchy powers.
Yep. And, a la convenience, he hits the wall and lands on the bed, and then just clutches a pillow.
Hugs it to him, because now he's terrified.
Yeah. How do you explain that shit? Just saying.
She squinted at me, officer. She squinted at me.
Yeah. She threw me against the wall from the other cell. I don't know how she did it. Okay, drunk. Just shush.
Yep.
But literally, are there no cameras in the cells?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. But Prue looks pleased with herself. And then we cut inside the station, and Andy is staring out the window into oblivion. And Daryl walks behind him, and they say hi,
Yeah.
in a very weird, hey, you want to talk?
Yeah.
Trying to be, buddy kind of cool, whatever. And, and he's like, I'm running background checks on all the other employees. And Daryl's like, that's not what I meant, Andy. And he goes, did you just call me by my first name? I wasn't even sure you knew it. Nice.
Yeah, the tone Daryl uses, calling him Andy.
Andy, yeah.
And then the tone Andy uses, saying, I wasn't even sure you knew it. Seriously, saxophone music popped up into my head, and I'm like, there's a fanfic moment.
Nice.
Thank you, Charmed.
Now, my only question is that copyright free, or are we going to get killed by using that? Just saying.
This is Careless Whisper Saxophone Loop 10-hour challenge.
Okay, hopefully we'll be alright.
Please, this is so under fair use.
Just saying.
This is so under fair use.
Hey, we make no money on this.
Hey, you want to hear what my fanfic moment sounds like in my head? There we go. That's how it sounds.
Alright. Anyway, so Daryl says that he heard Prue say it, which was the reason he knows it, which is also kind of funny. I heard Prue say it. It was very funny. But Andy's like, she didn't do it. It's too easy. The evidence keeps falling in our laps. And Daryl's like, maybe her sister was right. Your personal feelings are getting in the way. Because, you knew she was hiding something. Maybe it was this. And he's like, a secret life of crime? I don't think so.
Nope.
Which was great. So Daryl's like, do you want to book her into county? And Andy's like, no, let's keep her here as long as we can. And we cut to the manor. She can't stay in one place too long.
Hang on. There was a line in there.
Yes?
Daryl throws Andy's typical line right back at him. He says, you got a better explanation?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and he just kind of leans back as a way of saying, nope, not really.
Never does.
Yeah. And then we cut back to the manor. And Piper comes downstairs holding the tiara, and now she's in a purple V-neck top and black pants.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of outfit changing today.
A little bit. And Phoebe comes out of the dining room wearing jeans and a quad-colored sweater. It was gray at the top and down the sleeves, dark blue at the bust, dark purple in the middle, and a dark pink at the bottom. And there seems to be a glitter or sparkle line between each color. I totally would have worn that shirt.
That was cute. Yeah.
I liked that thing a lot.
It was adorable.
Yes. So Phoebe asks Piper what she's doing, and Piper's like getting rid of the evidence because they can't bust proof for murder if they don't have a motive, which I thought was funny. And Phoebe comes back with calling her mouth, saying Leo's in the kitchen, and Piper gets this little giddy smile on her face like, oh really? He is?
What's he doing here?
Yeah. And Phoebe's like, focus. Last thing we need to worry about right now is the legal system. We're up against a warlock. And Piper says, probably two of them because of Hannah. And so they have to figure out what's happening. Exactly. Snoring Blue. So they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. And Phoebe's like, we have no choice. Let's go. And she goes and hides the tiara in the closet. And as she walks past the couch...
Well, it's a wardrobe.
Well, it was... Yeah.
It's a wardrobe. I would expect to find Narnia in it.
Okay, fine. She walks past the couch, and we can see that Rex has now astral projected and is sitting on the couch, which I just thought was very funny. So Phoebe hides the tiara and is like, let's go, takes her hand and pulls her toward the door. And we cut back to the police station. Now it's nighttime. And Piper and Phoebe are around the back of the police station saying, we have to get Prue out of jail before Rex, makes his move. And Piper's like, we can't break her out. And Phoebe's like, yes, we can. We're witches.
Of course we can.
Like... all you have to do is freeze the guards and unlock the cell. And I just love Piper. She's like, me? What about you? Like, well, you're the one that freezes. Duh. Like, you have an active power. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I love this little moment, too. Phoebe's like, ready on 3. And Piper's like, no. And Phoebe's like, 3. And she opens the door.
And the single guard you can see in the hallway turns towards the door like, huh?
And Piper freezes him. Piper walks inside, and Phoebe closes the door and goes, totally cool power. I hate you. Which is just great.
Yep.
I loved it. But I want to know, why was that door unlocked? Like, it's...
Didn't know.
Like, there was nothing to unlock that door. Just
convenience.
Yeah. So we cut to inside, and Piper gets the keys from one of the guards that's frozen in place.
She reaches through one of the barred doors and just
luckily
fishes it off of his belt.
Yeah, luckily there just happens to be one standing right by the door there,
Well, he's the key man on duty.
Yeah.
For all of 2 cells.
Yeah,
And there's probably more than 2 cells, but
we only see the 2, so she takes the keys, unlocks the gate, and Prue's like, what are you doing? Are you out of your mind?
Once Piper steps in, she looks to her right and sees the creeper.
Yeah.
Just frozen. She's like, ew.
But I love this. Piper goes, just so we're clear, this was Phoebe's idea.
Of course it was Phoebe's idea. Piper wouldn't have this idea.
Which was just great. So she unlocks Prue's cell and is like, we think Rex is a warlock and he's after our powers. And another great line from Piper, Phoebe's outside for you to rub her nose in it. Which was just, it was funny. It was a cute moment. It was great.
CSM.
Yeah. And Prue just stands there. And Piper's like, come on, we have to leave before they unfreeze. And she's like, this isn't right. And again, Piper just gets a lot of great lines in this scene. She goes, well, neither is the gas chamber. Now, first of all, Piper.
Yeah, when was the death penalty abolished in California? Because I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know, but even if it wasn't, something tells me it's not the gas chamber anymore.
Correct.
But yeah, so she's like, if we're lucky, we'll vanquish them and get you back here before morning rounds. So Prue puts some pillows under the blankets on the bed to make it look like she's still there. And Piper's like, that's pretty lame.
Yep.
And Prue's like, you got a better idea? And she's like, no.
Of course not.
So they start to leave, and as they're walking past a guard, he's holding a donut, and Prue takes it.
I did not see that.
Which made me laugh so hard. And Piper's like, don't touch him, don't do it. And they just start running out. But, there's no other mention of it. I want to know, that's one of those moments where I was just like, did this happen to be an outtake funny moment?
I think
that they just left it in? Because
in the next scene, the donut is nowhere.
Yeah.
She didn't eat it that fast. The door was right there.
Yeah. But it was just super funny. And as they run outside, you see a camera flash because Rex has taken a picture.
A Polaroid.
Yep.
And boy, is he gonna shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it.
Yeah, we don't have the rights to that.
Polaroid picture.
Yeah.
Hey, they're just the lyrics. I'm not doing the tune.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Thank you, Mrs. Vocoder.
You're welcome. But yeah, so he's taking a picture, and he comes with the line of, quite photogenic, and it made me want to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Little bit.
That line does come back later, though.
Yes.
So I forgive it this time.
Only because.
Because it gets funny after.
Yes. He threatens to show the police the picture, and Phoebe's like, how did you know we were here? And he's like, in a little bit of exposition, let's just say I've been watching your every move without you knowing.
Writers.
Yes.
Writers.
Yeah, well, because then, of course, Prue calls him a bastard, and then we get exposition time.
Yeah. See, okay, if he hadn't explained most of this at the beginning of the episode, it would be better here. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be good, but it would be better. But no, the writers are like, Frank, I don't think that the audience is gonna know what he's up to. Really, Bob? Yeah, Frank, I we need to put a little more dialogue in here. Bob, you're a genius.
Yeah.
Neither Bob nor Frank are geniuses. Spoiler alert.
But yeah, so we get exposition time that while they're here conducting their little prison break, Hannah is retrieving the tiara from their house. And Phoebe realizes that his power was astral projection. And Prue asks what he wants. And Rex is like, your powers, of course. That's why I hired you in the first place.
Yes, let's explain the thing the audience has known all along.
Yep, but that's why it's exposition time. Yeah.
Bob, Frank, be fired, please.
Yeah. So Phoebe asks why he didn't just kill them and take their powers, to which Piper comes with, don't give him any ideas.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny. And Rex is like, no, I've seen what you can do when you're confronted directly, which is why I opted for blackmail.
Yep.
And then tells them that there's a spell in the Book of Shadows that strips their powers forever and shows them a little lantern thing.
I don't know why they take him at face value for this.
Yeah.
There's no reason he should know about any of the spells in the Book of Shadows.
Well, I think it's not necessarily that they take him at face value until they get home and see that the spell is there.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, so he shows them this device thing that looks like a lantern and says that it will capture their powers and they should use that to bring the powers to him. And Prue tells him to go to hell. And he says, he has a lovely line.
Oh, I'd love to, darling. I miss it terribly.
Yes, it was cute. Even for Rex, it was a cute
okay,
line.
That was good writing, so it probably wasn't Frank or Bob. It was probably Sheila.
Yes.
Yeah. Because, go to hell is such a trope nowadays. And a lot of times the response is, I've been. Or
been to hell.
Didn't agree with me, or something like that.
Yeah. I've been to hell. There's a hell in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, I have been to Michigan, so there you go.
No, but there actually is a hell in Cayman Islands.
There's also a hell, Michigan.
Yeah.
And I have been there. I drove through there on my Canada trip.
I sent a postcard from the Hell Post Office in Cayman Islands.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, kind of awesome.
Greetings from hell. Mm-hmm. I bet they have the best postcards.
Yeah, there were a lot of fun ones.
I didn't stop in Michigan to
Where
get
is
a postcard.
Michigan?
I forget. It's in the mitten.
I love how that's a phrase that actually makes sense.
Well, yeah. You spend enough time in Michigan, like, people are always telling you where they live, and you just hold up your hand and you point.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Wisconsin.
Hell, Michigan. By Picnicky. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just outside Lansing.
No, it's just outside Ann Arbor. Lansing is a bit further away.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. But yeah, I've been there.
It's northwest of Ann Arbor. Sure.
Blue, would you like to go to hell?
Don't send Blue to hell.
No, it means a C-A-R-R-I-D-E.
Oh, alright.
I never have occasion to spell that, so he doesn't know what it means.
Anyway, so he's in the last bit of exposition.
He informs them that the lantern with their powers will ensure that he has a honorable return or some shit.
Yeah. And that once they give him their powers, he'll give them the photo and tell the police that he simply misplaced the tiara. Yeah.
Because that'll go over well.
Yeah. And then a little bit more exposition, not going to bother with it. And our last shot of the scene is panning down to the little lantern thing. Then we get a commercial break. And when we come back from the commercial, we're in the manor, in the living room, and the Book of Shadows is on the table in the living room, opened up to a spell toward the back of the book. And we learn this is a relinquishment spell. Mm-hmm. That if they read it out loud, it'll take away all of their powers, and that there's no way to reverse it. And Phoebe's like, I say we flip to another page and find a spell that kicks Rex's warlock ass.
Yeah, good use of ass.
Yeah, but Prue's like, we can't, because for all we know, he's here right now watching us. And if we don't do exactly as he says, he'll tell the police that she's escaped. And they're like, we can't give up our powers because they're gifts and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. And they're trying to still figure out some way around it, trying to get out of it. Because Phoebe's like, we can't protect the innocent without our powers. And if we give them up, we're giving them up to evil. And Prue's like, well, we can't let that happen. But Piper says, we can't let you die in jail. Either way, with you behind bars, we'll be divided, so Rex would win either way. And they realize that they don't have a choice, but they have to take a leap of faith and hope it all works out. And then we see that Leo is listening in from the other room.
Yes. Yes. Unexpected eavesdropping.
Yes. So this is where...
He's got kind of a pensive look on his face.
A little bit. But this is where this has to be an a la convenience thing, because why did they bring the Book of Shadows downstairs?
They didn't know he was down there.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy it, because they knew he was in the house.
He was in the house when Piper and Phoebe went to go break out Prue. Okay. We don't know if they knew he was in the house when they returned.
Okay, but either way,
why
did they bring it downstairs? There was no reason other than an a la convenience thing so that Leo could listen in without being seen.
Which, honestly, he could have done from the attic.
Yeah, he could have been at the base of the stairs.
Not even the base of the stairs. He could have been at the landing.
Yeah.
Like that's out of sight.
Yeah.
Or, maybe the door's not open all the way and he's behind it.
Yeah, like there are so many other ways that they could have done it with the book being in the attic. Especially since the next scene, they're in the attic with the book in the middle of a table.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sure, let's just work our glutes.
Yeah, I legit don't understand why. Also, why does this spell exist? Who put this spell in the Book of Shadows?
Dunno.
We don't know. We never find out, ever who put spells in, really.
I think occasionally someone mentions putting in something.
Yeah, but it's
I know we see
occurrence.
them put in spells and stuff.
Yeah, but it's a rare occurrence when we find out who puts a spell in.
Well, yeah. There was the one in one of the last episodes. In the last episode, in fact, where they're like, oh, Graham's made this patient spell. That's our handwriting.
No, I think they just assumed Graham's made it, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Next scene, we cut to the attic, and they're sitting around a table with lit candles around. The Book of Shadows is in the middle.
And I really like how they compose this shot, because with all of their arms, reaching out to each other, it kind of makes a triquetra.
Mm-hmm, a little bit.
You have the book in the middle, you got their arms, and the circle of the table. And that's your triquetra. So it's very appropriate.
Yep.
We say yep as we stare at our new shot glasses.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
They are.
And it was amazing to find two that matched.
Yeah.
There were maybe 4 or 5 of those. There were another 2 that were kind of just boring colored, not quite matching, but these are almost identical.
Yeah, I like them. I'll take shots of green tea in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot of matcha.
Yes. So, Prue says the words for the spell, and then Piper says the word for the spell.
And Phoebe doesn't say anything because she's pissed.
Yeah, she hesitates a bit, and Piper prods her, and she's like, fine, and then she says the words from the spell.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay. And she says the words from the spell.
While giving the biggest eye roll possible.
Yeah. And we hear some chimes, and then it gets really windy, and all the candles blow out.
As you do.
Yep. And all the words from the Book of Shadows
turn into swirly lights.
Yeah,
they fly up.
They disappear and they go into the lantern, which is shown as little white orbs of light floating around. And Phoebe flips through the book and sees the pages are blank and has a lovely line of, "It was fun while it lasted," which is kind of sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
It's so very sad.
Yep. And Prue's like, let's just get this over with. And we cut to Buckland's. Rex and Hannah are both there, and Rex says they're coming, so we're assuming that he was watching them do it. And Hannah gets, this weird, sexy... It was a weird thing where she goes, good. And then she gets on all fours.
And stretches one arm out in front of the other, and then... Holy shit, we've switched from a TV show into a book series because this is totally fucking Animorphs.
Yeah. She turns into a Black Panther with some lovely CGI morphing. And by lovely, I mean the freeze frame opportunities were glorious.
Oh, I can't wait to see. It's gotta be like the Animorphs books. It's gotta be. Because, oh my god, it is! It is!
Yeah.
Guys, we're posting that, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're so posting that.
These are up on the site.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It was just...
That's glorious. In the true definition of the word.
It was perfection.
Perfection.
Yeah. So, she turns into a panther, and his last line in the scene is, "Love you too, darling."
Oh, yeah, this is the bit that makes his kitten comment funny.
Yes, because she turns out to be a panther. But it also...
It also makes that vision that Phoebe had kind of interesting. Because he said Prue's being chased by a warlock. Mm-hmm. Phoebe saw a panther. Mm-hmm. What? This is funky.
No, but it also makes for an interesting, funny moment from the last episode, I think it was, where Rex did the little "you'll wrinkle your horns" or whatever thing to Hannah. She doesn't panther. She doesn't have horns.
I mean, for all we know, she is just generally a shapeshifter, and this is just her favorite.
Could be.
Maybe she has a true form.
Yeah, I don't know, but.
She doesn't get feral like Cinda.
Yeah, I did think my comment was some lovely CGI morphing. And then as soon as I wrote that down, I was like, see, this is what that episode should have been. Thank you for not morphing. There was no fucking morphing that happened. This is morphing.
Yes, it's anamorphing.
Yes. But yeah. So we cut to the police station, and Andy's on the computer. And he types in Hannah's name, takes a sip from his probably empty cup, and waits for the info to appear. Because, it just made me laugh that he picked up the cup, and I'm just like, really? There's nothing in there. There's so nothing in that. But whatever. So, when the photo does appear...
It's not the Hannah we know.
No.
It's a larger black lady.
Yes. He has a lovely line of, "Why, Hannah, you've changed." Which made me remember the Santa Claus line.
Oh my god, yes.
Which was just very funny. But he says that she's dead as of H2098. So, I took the lovely picture of that one.
Yep. Oh, look, they have a social security number. I hope that's not someone's actual
It is
social
fake.
security number.
I did look it up, and her social security number starts with 900, and I believe anything from 700 on doesn't exist as a real number.
Yeah, because I know what mine starts with, and it's definitely not that high.
Yeah. I love my little notes. It goes, apparently this woman is part of an open homicide. The primary inspector on her case was a Charles Pollock, which kind of made me laugh. The case file for her is 98-08-15, and she was supposedly 21 years old when she died.
No.
The woman in that picture looks way older than 21.
Also, I find it funny that the case file is dated 5 days before.
Right. Just wait. That case file will come back. Just wait. So then Andy types in Rex's name, and a picture of a pudgy man in glasses shows up.
A pudgy balding man in glasses.
And he says that he died on the same day. And so I have that lovely picture where his primary inspector was a guy named Alfred Bragg with 2 G's. And his case file is 98-08-16. Why is it only one number higher than hers? They had 2 different inspectors.
And he's from
They live
Oakland.
in 2 different counties. They live in 2 different cities. Why?
Someone didn't do their fucking homework. Someone needs a continuity master.
I know, right? Oh, and also, he's supposed to be 24.
Yep.
I don't fucking think so.
Nope.
So yeah, I've taken insert shots of these. They're up on the website. You can go see for yourself. Just saying.
It's some bullshit.
It is indeed. This entire scene is filled with little, weird moments. So Andy picks up the phone and calls Daryl and says, "Mr. Morris." Yeah, okay. So you should have waited for a second, because then he says, "Get your butt over here," and that's when that should have started. But that's alright.
Oh, I went straight for Mr. Morris.
Yeah. But I wonder, why does he call him Mr. Morris? Is he trying to diss him? Because
That's why I played that.
Like,
because he either calls him Morse or detective.
Yeah, or inspector.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
But Mr. Morris sounds like a pet name, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And the fanfic song plays in my head.
/fic writers across the universe.
Ah.
Yes. But yeah, so he tells Morris to get over there because he thinks he's figured out who's framed Prue. And then we cut to Buckland, and all 3 girls are walking out of the elevator. And Phoebe's like, as soon as we get the photo and the tiara, we should knock the lantern out of Rex's hand and stomp on it.
Which, honestly, as I was remembering this episode, I thought was what happened.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No.
Well, up until what happened, I'm like, oh yeah, the lantern totally got smashed and it released everything and never had a chance to actually absorb the powers.
But no.
Nope.
Because Phoebe thinks that that's going to free the powers. And Piper's like, how do we know this isn't a trap? And then Rex shows up and is like, well, you don't actually. But you're here, nevertheless, powerless, I presume. And I do have to admit, Prue asks, where's Hannah? And he's like, lurking. That's what she does best. And I was like,
it is.
Yeah, especially as a panther. I can totally see that.
Totes my goats.
I'm sorry, what?
Totes my goats.
Totes my goats.
Uh-huh. Oh my god, sure, business.
No, that's not at all the same thing.
No. It's just the the meme that popped into my head. So he asks for the lantern, and Prue hands it to him, and the lights inside glow momentarily as it changes hands.
To show that, yes, they are still there.
Yep.
They were not removed by the girls on the way up.
Yes. And Rex is like, it all feels a little anticlimactic, don't you think? Too easy. Feels like we need a more satisfying ending.
And he walks around them.
Mm-hmm. And out comes Hannah.
Yes.
As a panther.
Yes.
And I think this is where, one of the first times I had ever heard the word anticlimactic. And, I always thought it was wrong, but maybe it's just British. I don't know, because every time I would say anticlimactic, someone would be like, that doesn't sound right.
You might have just been using it wrong. I don't feel like this is necessarily an incorrect usage.
No, but I mean, the word itself. Every time I would use it, someone would be like, I don't think that's a real word.
Oh, what? No, fuck them. That's a real word.
I'm like, no, but I know. I've heard it before.
It's definitely a word.
Yeah.
It's totally a word.
I don't know. So Hannah comes out as a panther, and Phoebe's like, oh,
shit,
freaking out. Yeah. And then we cut to the attic, because, can't stay in one place too long.
Nope.
And Leo walks in, holding his toolbox, and he puts it down on the floor and then goes over to the Book of Shadows.
Which they have left out in the middle of the table.
Well, because now it's just, a blank book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blank book in the attic, surrounded by candles. But it's a blank book in the attic, so...
Mm-hmm. Candles and herbs.
Yeah, whatevs.
Maybe there's an athame somewhere? Hey, Andy, you want to tell us what an athame is?
It's a ceremonial dagger used for witchcraft.
Great, thanks, Andy.
Callbacks!
Yes. So Leo walks over to the Book of Shadows, holds his hands above it.
And they start being all glowy.
Yeah. We get glowy hands, and all of the writing appears back on the pages of the book.
Which is a really interesting sort of Deus Ex Machina thing. But also, it's a very interesting addition to this puzzle that is Leo in the beginning of the series. Because even though, you see his hands glow with this gentle, beautiful light and it reflects on his face and he looks fucking gorgeous, and it returns all of the words to the book, you're not quite sure what he did or why.
Mm-hmm. And you're still not sure, is he a good guy or a bad guy? Now you're kind of leaning towards good guy.
Yeah, because clearly he sees this blank book and he knows something needs to be done about it. You're not sure how he knows, and you're not sure how he does what he does, or even what he actually is doing.
Yeah.
But all the words appear again.
Yep.
And back at the auction house,
yep,
Rex is staring at the lantern and knows
something's wrong.
Up.
Yeah, because the power is floating out of the lantern. And
he screams, no!
Hannah, quickly, no! And the panther jumps in the air.
Well, we have some nice CGI wind.
Yeah, a little bit.
Again. And some swirly lights.
A little bit. And so the panther jumps in the air towards the girls, and Piper instinctually puts her hands up, because that's what she's been doing for months now.
Oh, yeah.
And
everything freezes. Hannah freezes. Rex freezes. They get out from in between the two.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, wait, we have our powers back?
Doesn't matter how.
Doesn't matter. Just let's do this. Let's get out of here. And they get out of the way, and Prue moves Rex underneath Hannah with some lovely CGI, and it's nice to see that her powers are evolving. Because
also,
now she can move.
He doesn't. I think him moving was a practical effect, because you can see him just standing still. He doesn't look frozen. Hannah is obviously frozen because you can't keep a panther
in the air like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But it's nice to see that her powers are evolving, because now she can move someone that Piper froze without them unfreezing.
Yeah.
So that's nice to know. So she moves Rex underneath the path of Hannah, and Hannah unfreezes and lands on Rex and starts attacking him, and we hear his neck snap.
Yep.
Which was just well, fuck. And Hannah turns back into a human.
And realizes what she's done. And she's horrified. And she starts yelling at the girls.
Yeah, and she yells at them, what have you done? Bitch, we did nothing. You done killed him.
Yep.
Whatevs.
'Cause, honey, when you was a panther, you didn't stop to maybe look at your prey.
Yep, you just chomped and kept going.
Also, presumably the way the panther's positioned, it's, biting his neck, and then it snaps, and we see no blood, no puncture wounds, no nothing. Mm-hmm. Which, granted...
Warlock.
No, TV show.
Well, yeah, that too. They don't show a lot of blood in this show.
They really don't.
Yeah. So then we get some CGI wind, fire, and smoke, and Rex and Hannah start disappearing.
Well, kind of. More like the CGI wind just kind of scares him a little, and some fire.
Yeah.
And then Hannah starts screaming at someone. We don't know who.
It wasn't my fault. I didn't fail. He did. No.
And then
they
as
burn
they disappear,
and disappear.
the ash appears.
Yep. They leave behind some ash.
And the lantern.
On the floor. Yeah. And Piper's like, what the hell was that?
Phoebe says, I think you just answered your own question.
Which was cute. It was a nice little nod to being like, hell. That was hell right there. That's what that was. And Prue's like, okay, we gotta get me back to jail now. Which was just funny. And they run over to the elevator and Prue pushes the button like a bunch, which I just, again, was just a very funny little thing.
That
and
doesn't
they just,
make it come faster.
They leave the ash on the ground. They leave the lantern on the ground. Like, there's no saying anything about it again, ever.
Just like with sex. Pushing the button does not make it come faster.
Oh, Jesus. Just gonna sit here and hug Blue.
As he snores.
And try to ignore that.
Ignore that.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't stop me. Don't stop me now.
Anyway, we cut back to the police station, and Andy and Daryl are walking up to the jail cells, and they tell the guard that they're here to see Prue, and he opens the cell, and Andy goes, thanks, Eric. So now another person has a name.
Who put that in the script? Who was like, we need all these cops to be first named?
Yeah. I don't know. But it was funny. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. It was hilarious.
Very funny. So Andy walks up to the cell and calls for Prue. And I just love my notes. Prue's pretending to be asleep in the bed, but we're supposed to wonder if it's still just the pillows, like they didn't get her back in time.
Well, yeah. Because you can't see her.
Yep.
At all.
Yep. They pull the blanket off of her and she pretends to wake up. And it's like, what's going on? And Andy's like, just thought you'd like to know that you're off the hook. And Daryl, just ever the bitchy mindset. He's just like, turns out you were right. Like, he just seemed a little bitchy about it. It was kind of funny. Saying that, Rex and Hannah were setting you up, or whoever they were. And Prue doesn't understand, and he says that, they think that they killed 2 people, assumed their identities, and took over the auction house, where they bilked it dry and tried to cap it off with stealing the tiara. And Daryl chimes in that they found the tiara in his office. Prue asks if they caught them, knowing full well that they didn't.
Nope.
Of course. And Andy's like, not yet, but I don't suppose you'd have any idea what this is doing in his office, do you?
And shows her the Polaroid.
Uh-huh.
Prue picks it up out of his hand and says, quite photogenic. And responds, isn't it?
Yeah, it was very cute. And they share a small smile.
Mm-hmm.
Before we cut back to the manor in the attic, and the girls are looking through the Book of Shadows, and they have again changed clothes.
Well, because it's morning.
Yep. Piper is wearing a button-up, bluish-gray sweater with a pattern at the torso and the sleeves. I couldn't tell what the pattern was. Over a light gray top with white trim and black pants. Phoebe is in a blue zip-up hoodie over a white shirt and jeans. And Prue is in a red sweater and black pants. Kind of standard, boring clothes. And Piper's saying, that everything's still in there, just like before. And I don't know why, but Phoebe saying thank God just made me giggle.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And Prue says, how we didn't reverse the spell. And Phoebe says, well, maybe we screwed it up. And Prue and Piper just kind of look at her and she goes, what? It's not like it would be the first time.
And there's more than a moment in this scene where they're all standing next to each other with their arms crossed.
Mm-hmm.
In the exact same way.
Yeah.
Like, so sisterly.
Absolutely.
It was great. It was cute.
Absolutely. And Prue's like, no, we didn't screw it up. Something must have happened, whatever. It couldn't have happened on its own. And Piper's like, well, why not? It's magic. Enter Leo into the attic. And he's now wearing a checked button-down shirt over a white t-shirt and jeans. And no one seems bothered by the fact that there's a table with candles and the Book of Shadow is in full view.
And Leo's there.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he's just there to pick up his toolbox.
And the front door was open.
Yeah.
That's the other bit, like, god damn it, that front fucking door, man. But yeah, he says that he's there to pick up his toolbox, and Piper's like, I don't remember it being there. And they have the nice little interaction. He says, well, you know what Freud says about leaving things behind.
It means you secretly wanted to come back.
Yeah. And he says, guilty, whatever. And Phoebe makes this cute little face of sticking her tongue out. And Prue mumbles under her breath, don't use that word. Which is kind of funny. Because, we don't want to hear the word guilty right now.
Nope.
So Phoebe then gives like a nod of her head to Prue to like motion to move away. And they both walk toward the back of the attic for some reason. Like, they don't leave.
A little privacy.
Yeah, but it's not like there's a whole lot of privacy. You're in the same room. You've just moved 5 feet backwards.
Yes, but it's a deceptively large attic.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Anyway. So,
actually, not deceptively, incongruously.
All right.
Yeah, it's an incongruously large attic.
All right. So Piper knows that Leo is leaving. And he acknowledges that he is. And she asks if he really has to go. And he says that he's fixed everything he came here to fix. But that he'll be back. And he promises and then kisses her.
No, there's a continuity thing. During one of the early shots in this conversation, he reaches out his arm. When the camera is on him, he reaches out his arm. It switches to Piper. His arm's not up.
Oh, I will admit, I did miss that.
I caught one that you didn't?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
I need the Rocky theme song. But for some reason, only the Crazy Frog theme song is coming to mind. Ding,
ding. Yes. All right. Yes.
That's
Anyway.
my victory theme song.
All right.
And then, what's the Legend of Zelda one?
Yeah.
I don't play video games. How do I know all this?
I don't know. You have nerd friends?
I am a nerd.
So?
Yes, but, like, I don't just have nerd friends.
I didn't say you just had nerd friends. You asked how you knew these things, and I said because you have nerd friends.
Yes, but...
Not that you just have nerd friends.
Yes, but nerds does not mean video game nerds.
Hey, you know...
I should know. I just spent a weekend at Gen Con.
Yes.
He agrees.
Yes.
The blue abides.
Dude. Anyway, so Leo kisses Piper, and Prue and Phoebe, of course, are watching because...
Giggling madly.
Yeah. And he says, nothing can keep me away from you too long, which was just so sweet.
Nah, just 12 episodes. Spoiler alert.
Shush. And he grabs his toolbox and walks out. And Piper says, well, at least he wasn't a warlock. And Phoebe says, you don't suppose Leo was the... and points randomly down toward the Book of Shadows. Which I don't really understand.
Well, I mean, I can see, like, drawing some kind of connection between him having recently been in the attic with his toolbox and the book being fixed. Also, his line about fixing everything he came to the fix was kind of ambiguous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Delightfully ambiguous, and if you took the wrong way, a little condescending.
A little bit. But, you know, I don't know. It was just a weird, like, what is she trying to say? Like, you don't suppose Leo was the one that fixed this? Like, I
think that is what she was trying to say.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was a little weird. But whatever. As she's pointing toward the Book of Shadows, Prue rips the relinquishment spell out of it.
In a very interesting sort of ripping pattern, because it leaves a lot of the page left in there.
Yeah.
And it's clearly, like, a different fucking color.
Yeah, I have this in my notes. I said, it looks like the page was added into the Book of Shadows by gluing that page onto another page. Because she doesn't pull it out from the binding, but instead rips it out an inch from the binding. And there was nothing on the page behind it and nothing on the other side of it. Yeah. But we are also gifted with a full view of the spell, which has the little caveat on the top of it of, this spell is to be used only in the direst emergency, not lightly, only by choice. This spell is irrevocable.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yes. And now there's not, because guess what? They rip it out and burn it.
You know, Phoebe wants to know why she's ripping it out, which I totally get. Like, why are you doing this? Prue says that she's getting rid of the relinquishment spell because, you know, however they got their powers back, she doesn't want to risk losing them again.
Not in that way, anyway.
Mm-hmm. And they light a match. Now, again, this is... Gotta love it. So, they get the Witches Forever line, and damn proud of it. And Piper puts the match to the page, and it goes up in flames so easily. This is my note. Piper puts the match to the page and it burns easily. One might say too easily. The page goes up in flame before the match even touches it. Yeah. Like somebody messed up just a little bit. And then we get the final scene of the episode. We cut downstairs. Leo heads for the door, toolbox in hand.
The door opens ahead of him.
Before he gets to it. Before he even gets to the end of the carpet. Before he even gets to the end of the carpet.
Yeah.
The door opens.
And he turns into blue swirly lights and swirls out into the daytime.
Yep. And the door closes behind him and we go to the end credits.
Yes.
Yes. So if you didn't know he was magical in some way, now you do. Now you do.
Yup.
Yup.
I mean, as if it wasn't obvious from the 2 previous scenes where he was doing some shit.
Well, you know. So now we're on to our ratings.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Would you like to give yours first?
Sure. I realized that this was possibly quite important for the plot, but the whole, like, rapey shit really brought me down out of it. So I'm gonna give it 5 out of 10 panther neck snaps.
Wow, that's a low rating.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I gave it 8 out of 10 fuzzy scarves.
Fuzzy scarves or boas?
No, fuzzy scarves.
Okay.
Yeah. Phoebe's outfit, not Prue's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my last note was blue glowy transport.
So, outfits?
Good question. I'm gonna go with Prue's totally work-appropriate translucent beige fuzzy hooded knit sweater.
Yes.
Just the sweater, though. I didn't really care for the skirt.
Well, yeah. That's
I liked
also
the
the
bra,
outfit.
though.
That's also the outfit I went for. Because if I'm being completely honest, it's probably an outfit I would have worn. I used to wear a lot of sheer and see-through tops in my day.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Granted, I think the whole Tipper Gore thing happened before I was going to be wearing all of those. Or was it Tipper Gore? I think it was Tipper Gore. Who was it? There was some woman who was wearing a dress, and when the paparazzi started taking pictures of it, they could see her nip-nips.
Isn't that Paris Hilton?
Well, that's always Paris Hilton, but that's besides the point. No, this was like an otherwise respectable, she says in quotation marks, person, married, older lady.
I don't know.
Let me say Google.
Okay.
Okay.
You're not finding it?
Nope. Mariah Carey, Sarah, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, so many.
Mm-hmm. I think it just happened to Lady Gaga, too. Like, the other day. It's okay if you can't find it.
Yeah. Nope. Nothing. Oh! This might have been it. Might not have been Gore, it might have been Carey.
Okay.
And indeed it was.
Well, then.
Yeah! Not so sheer. Or, not so opaque.
Yeah. Who is this now?
This is Alexandra Carey, daughter of John Carey.
Uh-huh.
2004.
Okay.
I would not have had boobs much before that, and I never would have worn see-through shit.
Well, I wore bras underneath it.
Well, yeah, but I still wouldn't have worn see-through shit.
Yeah, no, I wore, like, bras underneath. But I'm talking, like, I had, like, mesh shirts and, like, knitted shirts that had, like, big holes. Like, they were knitted, like, large knit. Crocheted, I guess, would be.
Okay, I love this quote. Just in parentheses. Sometimes fabrics and styles that appear modest in the dressing room turn out to be unexpectedly revealing when subjected to unusual or harsh lighting, so not every exposure of this nature is necessarily a deliberate example of exhibitionism.
Mm-hmm. It's true, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is on Snopes, who confirmed it.
There you go.
Thank you, Snopes.
Yes. All right, so, do you have a Piper favorite?
Oh, blue button-up shirt and underwear.
Okay, all right. I went for the red fuzzy sweater outfit. It looked super comfy.
And Phoebe's silvery velvet tank top.
See, and I went the quad-colored sweater, because I totally want that sweater, like, even now.
See, when I say favorite outfit, I just mean the one that is most memorable for me.
And that's fine. And we have different, thought processes on that. I went for the ones I'd probably like to wear. At least this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then before we go on to a little special thing at the end, I just want to come back to the poll that we put up for last week's episode 9, asking what Matthew pulls out of the locket.
Now granted,
we only had 8 votes. It was up for a week. We only had 8 votes. But I would just like to say that 63%, which is more than half, so at least 5 people at least, said that it was a pink rose petal, just like I did. So we're just going to put that out there.
your sample sizes are small, and you should feel ashamed.
I feel no shame at all. None at all. So, now that I've, just put that out there, that I was right and you were wrong. Just saying.
First of all, you're making a judgment call when what actually happened is that more people agree with you than with me.
Mm-hmm. I'm using what is soon going to be known as Trump logic.
I was about to make that connection.
Absolutely. But anyway, now that we have that out of the way, since this is the 10th episode, which means next week's episode will be halfway through the season, which is just awesome and terrifying. We just wanted to give a couple of thank you shout outs to the first fans who have interacted with us on social media. These awesome people aren't our own family or close friends, so we appreciate them immensely.
Oh, indeed. Yes, yes, yes.
So Macy was our very first fan, who was not a family member, personal friend, or co-host,
Yes.
to like a post on our Facebook page. And Regina Simpson was our second Facebook fan, and the first to actually post on our Facebook page, which is kind of amazing and awesome.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Not just kind of.
Yes. Next one is Jen Wilson. She was our first non-friend or family member to message us on Twitter.
Sweet.
She was listening to episode 102 and we were talking about vampires. And so we had a little back and forth. It was really nice. And then there's Bryce Lee Wynn, who was our second fan on Twitter to let us know that he was enjoying the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he apparently, there's also a Sex and the City podcast that he is enjoying very much.
Oh, yes.
Which I never was a Sex and the City watcher.
Yeah, me neither, really.
It's kind of, like, for me, Sex and the City is in the same vein as, like, Seinfeld, of, like, you have to live in New York, or at least understand New York humor to find it funny.
Yeah.
And I don't, and I didn't, and... Like Friends. But I will admit, I have started to go back and watch Friends, and it's...
I got indoctrinated on Friends my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
Because one of my roommates had the deluxe box sets, and she had the TV, and she would just put them on loop.
Nice.
So, I watched a lot.
Yeah, I think
that was also when I was introduced to Criminal Minds.
I love Criminal Minds.
Is on TV, and I recognized an Imogen Heap song.
Yes.
So naturally, I had to follow up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It was First Train Home.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. I think I've watched, like, the first season of Friends, maybe the first two, and then I love Criminal Minds. I'm on my third rewatch of Criminal Minds. I'm at season 8 of my rewatch. But tangent aside, we want to thank you so much for letting us know that you like what we're doing. This podcast started out as something that Kendra and I were just doing for ourselves, and it has quickly become more than that. And so from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure Kendra's as well, just want to thank everyone who listens and enjoys our podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much.
I'd say bottom of my soul, but I don't have one.
Well, you have one. It's just black.
Darling, I'm a ginger.
I don't care. You have one.
Well, okay, technically, I have thousands. Because,
every freckle is a soul.
Yes, there's
just not
souls I
yours.
collect from other people.
Yeah, exactly.
There are so many of them.
Absolutely. So, with that thank you done, we just want to remind everyone that if you want to get in contact with us, you can. You can email us at charmchats@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at charmchatspod. We're on Facebook and Instagram, both under Charm Chats. Our Tumblr is charmchatspod as well.
Yes.
You can always donate and help us out if you have the means at Patreon. That is patreon.com/charmchats. And as always, you can find us at charmchats.com.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's us done for another week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week is 111, halfway through the season.
Yeah, and it's all ones.
Yeah. It's an interesting episode.
It is.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I'm definitely giving it a higher rating than this week's. I know, because I've already rated it.
And I think I'm giving it a lower rating, so we'll find out.
Well, you gave this one an absurdly high rating.
Well,
for some of the shit that goes down.
It had Leo.
I know had Leo. That's why I didn't give it a 3.
Leo always brings it up a little bit for me. All right. So on that note, see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Good night. Don't let the warlocks bite.